Last year, 8-4. Sounds pretty good for the Florida State Seminoles. And by most standards, it would be a good season. A bold victory over a solid squad from Virginia Tech. But a different story, and expectations are different in Tallahassee.
The standard is higher, Joel, at Florida State. Most coaches will get a contract extension and a parade down Main Street for 8-4. But with 17 returning starters, Florida State is thinking national champion. And the guy they want to lead them there is a quarterback, ACC Freshman of the Year, Chris Ricks, 13 INTs last year. This year, he will be an exciting quarterback for Florida State. That experience of 12 football games under his belt will bode well for Florida State this year.
Well, the 90s were a very forgettable decade for Iowa State, but a resurgence in the program. In fact, 16 wins over the last 2 years in back-to-back bowl appearances.
And the reason they went to a bowl last year is Seneca Wallace, the quarterback. He's the man on this campus up in Ames, Iowa. He's a Heisman Trophy candidate, and this Iowa State offense is tailor-made for him. He can beat you running, he can beat you throwing. Last year, he was responsible for 18 touchdowns. Now, when he gets in the open, don't consider him a scrambling quarterback. He's a runner when he gets in the open field and takes off. He's exciting, to say the least. I can't wait to see him tonight.
He scared plenty of teams and coaches in the Big 12 last year. Newcomer of the year in the Big 12. Anytime you see Florida State, it's a legend walking the sideline. Bobby Bowden looking for career win number 324 tonight. And the reason? Iowa State is back in a position of prominence. Dan McCarney.
What's going on?
I think they're having computer problems.
Why don't we ever seem to have computer problems?
Well, we have Dell's. They're super reliable. And if there is a problem, Dell's service and support can get us up and running right away.
That's not fair.
Get the performance and reliability your business needs today and tomorrow with a Dell Dimension desktop with an Intel Pentium 4 processor for $699, or Dell Business Notebook starting at just $1199.
Ellen, could we have an occasional computer problem?
Because our computers work, that means we won't be working this weekend.
She's got a point.
Get great deals on Dell Business Systems, like a Dimension desktop with an Intel Pentium 4 processor for $699. Right now, get a free PDA or a free printer with select business systems.
So you're gonna be free this weekend then?
I'm sorry, what?
What?
Easy to buy, easy to own, easy as Dell.
Every garden hose ends up in the same way, tangled, trampled, or torn. Hi, I'm Pat Murphy-Stark for the Invention Channel, here to show you a revolutionary new garden hose. It's the new Roll-A-Hose, the compact, lightweight garden hose that rolls up to store on its own reel. Look, ordinary garden hoses are rigid and heavy. It's a job to store them. But watch this. Roll-A-Hose lays completely flat, just like the hose from a fire truck. But when you turn on the faucet, the water flows freely. It's flexible, so it rolls up neatly, completely. It's so lightweight, anyone can do it in minutes. Dragging that heavy hose from faucet to faucet is a dirty job. But Roll-A-Hose is so lightweight, moving it is no problem. Move it to water your plants out on the patio. Move it to clean the pool area, your deck, or your porch. Move it to wash your car. Then when you're done, store it in the trunk. It's so easy to move, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Roll-A-Hose is compact, so it stores in any cabinet. Other flat hoses snag and pull, but the Roll-A-Hose weave resists snagging. It's so durable, it's strong enough to tow a truck, and it's guaranteed not to split or break for a full 10 years. The amazing Roll-A-Hose with built-in reel for just $19.99. Other hoses are only 25 feet, but we give you 50 feet. That's twice the hose for the same price. And as a free gift, we'll send you the Roto Spray adjustable spray gun with 4 special settings. It's a $10 value free. But here's an even better deal. All of today's callers will also receive Mighty Sweep, the water-powered broom. The powerful spray means dirt and debris sweep away. It cleans a 3-foot wide path, ideal for debris on bricks, decks, driveways, and more. And it's free. Just pay shipping and handling. You get it all. The double-length 50-foot Roll-A-Hose, the Roto Spray, and the Mighty Sweep. A $60 value, just $19.99.
Call 1-800-510-4535 to order Roll-A-Hose with a 10-year guarantee for just $19.99. You'll also get the Mighty Sweep free plus shipping. So call 1-800-510-4535. That's 1-800-510-4535.
It's late. You're hungry. Try Taco Bell's grilled stuffed burrito. It's our biggest and best burrito yet. So when it's late and you want to spice up your night, think outside the bun.
College football is back on Fox Sports Net. And here come the Cyclones of Iowa State. It's only a 4-hour drive from Ames, and they've only brought 40,000 fans along with them. Well, all night long, we're here to honor the accomplishments of the legendary Eddie Robinson. And the numbers, they are staggering. Better than 400 wins. A member of so many different Hall of Fames. And now let's join the third member of our team, Eric Clemens. Eric.
All right, Joel, thank you very much. I'm with the chairman and CEO of the Eddie Robinson Foundation, Michael Watkins. Michael, talk a little bit about the foundation and the people it's benefited over the years.
Well, Eric, the foundation is a continuation of the record and historic 408 victories that Eddie Robinson amassed in his career at Grambling. And what we're teaching the kids through our scholarship programs is that they can do anything they want to do and be anybody they want to be as long as they're willing to pay the price.
All right, what does it mean to you guys and the foundation? You also happen to be his grandson, to have a game named in honor of Coach Rob.
Well, certainly it means a lot to the family, but I think it means more to those that played for him, those that coached with him. It's a tremendous honor, and we're so proud that the NCAA would see that we could have this game, and Iowa State and Florida State are doing a fabulous job for us.
All right, thank you very much. Michael Watkins, President, CEO, or Chairman and CEO of the Eddie Robinson Foundation. Joel, let's go back to you.
All right, Eric, an honor for all of us to just spend a few minutes each year around Coach Eddie Robinson. Zach Butler, the emotional pulse of the Iowa State Cyclones, ready to go like his teammates. Brett Williams, one of the best left tackles in the game. College football up next.
Honey, I think I broke the washing machine.
Huh. How'd you do that?
Sledgehammer.
Time for a new appliance? Get it now at the Home Depot. Like this super capacity washer dryer set for only $4.98, or this refrigerator freezer for only $7.99. Plus get free delivery on appliances of $3.99 or more. It's going on right now at the Home Depot and Expo Design Center.
Our dad's idea of time on the road is different now. He signs more report cards than autographs, and spends more time on our wardrobe and hair than his. Instead of people watching him play, he watches us play. But one thing hasn't changed. Every night, he plays to a full house.
It might be considered a neutral site, but you couldn't tell the fans of Iowa State and Florida State that they are having a whale of a time. Bobby Bowden with a win tonight. He is second in the all-time win list, surpassing the total of Bear Bryant of Alabama. And in his 8th year, leading the program back, Dan McCarney. And what a job he has done with 16 victories over the last 2 seasons. And they're ready for 45,000 plus fans next week in their home opener right here on Fox Sports Net against Kansas. Tony Yelk will kick it away. And the college football season is just a moment away. Talman Gardner, Willie Reed back deep for the preseason #3 Florida State Seminoles. Yelk. And Gardner, will he bring it out? No. What a kickoff by Tony Yelk. Honorable mention, all Big 12 last year as a freshman. And what a start to make Florida State start with a long field back at their own 20. Offensively, for the Seminoles, kid who got every snap as a redshirt freshman last year, the rookie of the season in the ACC, Chris Ricks. Up front, a very experienced group and a huge group. Williams, Brown, Marimbo, Holland. Jones is the tailback, Dean the fullback, Morgan, Bolden back from injuries. Patrick Hughes the tight end. And the right tackle, Ray Willis, the sophomore. One of the few underclassmen, but he did start half of last season. The dump off on the screen. Wagner, or Bolden rather, on the catch. So the flankers screen. Brandon Brown, the weak side linebacker, getting to him, but good yardage. Almost 9. Kyocera starting 11 defensively. Smith, Carstens to Brink and Coleman. In the 4-3 for Iowa State, Lloyd, Word, Brown. Matt Word, one of the very best of the Big 12. Austin on the corner, like Ellis Hobbs, Forrest and Timmons are the 2 safeties. Greg Jones, the signal to the backfield. 3 wide receivers for the Seminoles. With a gain of 9 on first down. It'll be Jones. And he won't get back to the original line. They took away the outside, the left end, Bull Coleman. along with Jeremy Lloyd, the strong side linebacker, and Lloyd, the senior from Pittsburgh, Texas, really cut him off at the pass.
And I'm a little surprised at that play, because just from talking to the Florida State coaches, they wanted to air it out early. But when you do that, you give that Iowa State defense a little bit of a lift. Look for them in the next series, if they get a first down, to air it out a little more.
So now 3rd and a couple. Jones joined by Dean in the eye. And an audible being called early by the sophomore from Santa Margarita, California, Chris Ricks. Will they use a timeout early? Jones barely back. Ricks trying to get to the first down marker. Slides. It'll depend upon the mark, and he got a good mark across the 30 for the first down.
A broken play right there for Chris Ricks and Florida State. You saw Craig Jones, the tailback, come up and try to tell Ricks something. Maybe they had the wrong formation for what they want to run, but Ricks, being the experienced leader, went ahead and just ran the play.
You know, Kellen, it was an unbalanced line, whether by default or mistake or by structure. They had the outside receiver on the line of scrimmage, which made the tight end ineligible.
It was almost procedure. Jones barely back and down in a set position. She stays in there in the eye with B.J. Dean, freshman fullback from Tuscaloosa. Jones weaving his way. Big yardage across the 40, a first down out to the 48, a gain of 18, and a special welcome to our friends watching tonight on Comcast Cable of Tallahassee and Fox Sports Net Florida.
How would you like to be? How would you like to be in the secondary of Iowa State and you see that big running back, Greg Jones, 6'1", 248, get loose and come up the middle, virtually untouched, this full momentum coming right at you.
And notice where they go when they want to get yardage early in the game, behind the All-American number 72, Brett Williams.
First down on the carry. Better than 16 yards by Jones. Will they keep it in his hands? Yes. Nifty running by Greg Jones, spinning inside the 45, tripped up there by Ellis Hobbs. Jones, a junior from Beaufort, South Carolina, at 6'1", and he's a load, 250 pounds.
You know, you look at this, now watch what happens here. Brandon Brown, number 33 from Iowa State. He's an outside linebacker each season, but he just gets crushed, and he gets, quite frankly, just shaded by the huge offensive line from Florida State. He couldn't see.
He got caught up in the double team, Marty.
2nd and short after the gain of 8 by Jones. They stay in the eye, top heavy right side. Jones just waiting for that big offensive line you're talking about. Push it ahead. Jeremy Lloyd, the strong side linebacker, the first one in there, but another first down on the carry by Greg Jones, close to the 40-yard line of Iowa State.
You know, he's picking up where he left off, because in the bowl game last year, he had 120 yards, Kellen, against the number 2 rushing defense in the country in Virginia Tech. This guy is a good football player, just needs to run the ball more.
It's the experience of the offensive line, Artie, giving him the chance to run that football. He's just finding the hole.
Yeah, he is.
In the eye, and Ricks is going to audibilize, changes the play at the line, so you can hear the Iowa State fans, and a timeout is called. Give a little credit there to the fans on the near sideline, 40,000 Cyclone fans who made the journey from Ames. The Seminoles 1st and 10 in Iowa State territory when we come back.
Hi, I'm Tom Vilsack, Governor of Iowa. When people think about our state, they think of good schools, safe streets, and Iowa's strong work ethic. On behalf of all Iowans, I invite you to learn even more about us. Iowa's at the center of change in new technologies, with world-class research universities and progressive industries transforming the world economy. Find out what others are learning every day. Iowa's the smart place to live, work, and play.
One company brings new value to the way we communicate. With smartphone technology that adds color to the wireless world. Fiber optic components that drive broadband internet service. And copiers that scan direct to email for instant communication around the globe. One company does all these things and more to keep you in touch with your world. One company, Kyocera.
Our dad's idea of time on the road is different now. He signs more report cards than autographs and spends more time on our wardrobe and hair than his. Instead of people watching him play, he watches us play. But one thing hasn't changed. Every night, he plays to a full house.
The Eddie Robinson Football Classic on Fox Sports Net. Brought to you by Kyocera, one company, countless solutions. By Dr. Pepper. Be you. By Staples. Yeah, we've got that. By the United States Army, an army of one. And by your Toyota dealer. Get the feeling, Toyota. Not far from Arrowhead, the Negro League Baseball Hall of Fame. And just a few minutes from there, the National Jazz Hall of Fame. A little bit of everything in Kansas City. Joel Myers, Kellen Winslow, Artie Gigantino back at Arrowhead. The opening to the college football season on Fox Sports Net. And Chris Ricks showing poise early in the contest. The sophomore quarterback for the Seminoles. He's got him in the eye on 1st and 10. First drive of the game. Tight end held up a little bit. Patrick Hughes out of his reach. Great play by Jeremy Lloyd with him every step of the way. Lloyd has been involved. Young man that grew up 90 minutes east of Dallas in Pittsburgh, Texas. Honorable mention, all Big 12 last year. Let me remind everybody, game time temperature right around 80 degrees, and the humidity has got to be close to 100%. They have predicted rain. We haven't seen any so far, so fortunate there, but you can understand very muggy conditions for the players. Now 2nd and 10 for the Seminoles. Out of the gun. Ricks thought about the shovel. Flag down in the play. So is Ricks after his short game. Give him about 4, almost 5.
It's a good job that time by the secondary from Iowa State. Obviously not giving Ricks anywhere to throw. He tucks it and goes.
You see Ricks, he's making an audible at the line of scrimmage, Artie, and that time he just threw his guys off as Iowa State jumped back from the charge.
Illegal formation on the offense. They had 6 men on the line of scrimmage at the snap. 5-yard penalty, full 2nd down.
You know, Florida State, Joel, looks a little jittery here at the beginning for some reason. I think a lot of this national championship talk, and maybe there's a little bit too much pressure on these guys.
Well, at the break, when Chris Ricks called the timeout, went to the sideline, Artie, he was talking to the offensive coordinator, Jeff Bowden. Jeff Bowden, she's Jeff right there. That's Bobby's little boy. He's his youngest. And Chris Ricks was just very excitable, pointing at the trainers, and another coach came out and talked to him also.
2nd and 15. Will they finally feature Robert Morgan and Quan Bolden? Couple that missed all of last year following knee injuries. They double up on the wide side, working from the gun. Ricks with ample time, dumps it. The running back, big yardage, gets the first down. Greg Jones. I think the lunge got him there, and it did. Down to the 30.
Is this a good-looking kid or what? I mean, folks, that's 250 pounds in that package.
Well, that's the one thing that does stand out when you see him. He is so wide, yet he's light on his feet.
You see Ricks in the pocket here. He's sitting back, looking. He looked to the middle, then came to the receiver to the outside. Jones checking out the backfield. And after this is just, I want that first down.
And he got it.
Beaufort, South Carolina's own.
1st and 10 Seminoles on a drive that started way back at their own 20. Jones is the single. Works it back to the weak side of the line, and what an open field tackle. Brandon Brown, the only one over there, the weak side backer. And what recovery by Brown.
You know, he's only 5'10", 230, a sophomore out of Houston, but he is quick. He's fast, and he's an excellent open field tackler. As evidenced tonight, he's already made 3 tackles in the open field. He's a good player.
Artie, you're 5'10", 230, but it looks different on him.
Yeah, and I can't tackle in the open field.
You know, I'm not getting in the middle of this.
You better not.
2nd and 10 from the 30. Scoreless, a little more than 5 minutes gone by. Blitz coming from the outside. They pick up the first man, and Ricks eludes the second. Wide open. And Quan Bolden. Will he get to the end zone? Down to the 5, and it's first and goal, Florida State. Great read, though, by Ricks to get away from the blitz in the backfield.
Well, you saw the athletic ability there of Chris Ricks. He moves around, he avoids the rush. Now watch when he gets outside here. He buys himself some time, and watch where Bolden comes from. He's all the way on the bottom here. He's right there. He's wide open. He's saying, Chris, here I am. Chris finds him. Bolden catches the ball, gets a little bit of rack, run after catch. That play was made by the quarterback.
Senior Nick Maddox is taken over at tailback on first and goal from outside of the 5. And it is Maddox. Bouncing outside. First score of the season, yes! The Seminoles of Florida State on the board. Nick Maddox with the touchdown run of 5 yards.
Nick Maddox is a change of pace guy. He's only 6 feet, 196, Joel. But he's got exceptional quickness, as he showed there, the ability already to get to the outside.
Thunder and lightning. Jones is thunder. Maddox and Reed, the third tailbacks, are lightning. Different kind of guys, but it's a nice changeup, like you said.
Bethea in for the point after. And the sophomore from Tampa puts the Seminoles up by 7. So Florida State marches methodically with most of it on the ground. 80 yards on their first drive of the season. Looking like a potential national champion.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do. I set up networks, I troubleshoot, I basically do things I would have never dreamed I'd been able to do before.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call for this free video to find out which job is right for you.
I'd never really thought of the Army as a choice.
Your free video will also give you an idea of what Army life is like, how you can earn money for college, even what questions to ask your recruiter.
I'm going to walk away with a lot of memories, a lot of friends, and something that's going to change me for the rest of my life.
Call 1-800-645-ARMY right now, and you'll also receive a free Army t-shirt. Discover the 212 ways you can be an Army of one.
If you would ask me a year ago if I'd be here doing this, I could have never imagined it. I love what I do. I love doing it for the Army.
College football Saturday, Oregon. Wow. Mississippi State. Unbelievable. Next Saturday on Fox Sports Net.
Very impressive start to the young season for Bobby Bowden's Florida State Seminoles and their sophomore quarterback, the ACC's Rookie of the Year, Chris Ricks. Toyota Florida State scoring drive took almost 6 minutes to cover 80 yards. The final 5, their senior running back, Nick Maddox, as Jamal Montgomery goes back for the kickoff, along with Michael Wagner. Bethea, who last year did a sensational job as a true freshman, hit on 13 of 14 field goal attempts. Short one, though, is going to be brought back. It'll be Montgomery making a miss to the 20 and doing the 24-yard line. So that's where the first offensive series of the year for Iowa State is going to start. And Arceus Serra's starting lineup for the Cyclones. Seneca Wallace, the newcomer of the year in the Big 12. Young man from Sacramento, California. Up front, Shelton, Johnson, Butler, Montgomery, and Cale Stubby, the right tackle. Wagner in the backfield along with Joe Woodley, who also you'll see at linebacker tonight. Montgomery, Whitfer, and Danielson. The wide receivers in 2 of the 3, Whitfer and Danielson, were walk-ons. Already checking off at the line, Seneca Wallace. Pulling his way past the 25 to the 28, breaking an ankle tackle. Darnell Dockett finally gets him down, and Dockett, one of the keys this year defensively. First team All-ACC last year. He's their left tackle. To the end is Emmanuel Benford, the nose guard, and Alonzo Jackson, the right end. Bulware, younger brother, you're right, of the Ravens, The exceptional linebacker, Peter Boulware, and Samuels, Brown in the corner, and the safeties, Hall and Osei. So again, call it about 4. Out of the gun, Seneca Wallace. And Danielson brought down, no flag throw. Danielson had his heels clipped by Osei. Ball was in the air, and a nice throw by Wallace as he moved the pocket by design.
And this is what this young man can do so well. He's extremely accurate, whether running to his right or to his left. Here he goes to his left, which is very hard for a right-handed thrower to do. He delivers the ball, but obviously there's some contact there between Danielson and the defender. It was a non-catchable ball.
So it brings up a 3rd and just about 6. Wagner and Rutland flanking Seneca Wallace in the backfield. No tight end in the formation. 3 wide receivers. Good protection up front. Coming back for the first down. And will they call it a catch? Yes, they will. Jamal Montgomery, the junior from Long Beach, California.
Seneca Wallace does a great job of getting back and getting set in the pocket. I was watching him in pregame warm-up. I was a bit concerned about his point of release. Thought he brought the ball down a little bit tight. But here, let's take a look at his form as he sets and throws. You see his shoulder rotating into the throw, and that adds to the control of the ball, carrying to the receiver.
You know what else added to it? They had 2 backs in the backfield that time. Helping with the protection.
Yeah, that was almost like max protection without a tight end. They're in the eye. Wagner bolting as he's tripped up. He gets about 3 on the carry. We'll see Wagner the first 2 series, and then as Dan McCartney told us, we'll also see Hiawatha Rutland the 3rd series and find out who's got rhythm early.
Wagner is the fastest back in this program in the last 10 years. A junior out of Los Angeles. He went to Bishop Ahmad High School out in the west side, or the east side of Los Angeles. Excellent player.
West side,
east side, all sides. Shows the kind of guys that Dan McCartney's recruiting.
On the counter, it is Wagner. And he takes it close to the 45 for a gain of about 2. Wagner out of the same high school that gave the Colorado Buffaloes Eric Bieniemy, as you talk about Bishop Ahmad. And what about the running backs? 7 consecutive seasons. Iowa State has had a running back with 1,000-yard total. And as the men say, with the last 2 years, before that Darren Davis, 3 straight Troy Davis, 2 years. They have put together some good offensive fronts with some solid backs. But now a 3rd and 5. Coming over the back of the wide receiver, trying to get the ball to Lance Young. But the D-back, Stanford Samuels, all over him.
Now, that was pass interference. NFL, arena football, high school, I don't care where you go, that was pass interference.
But that's why you run those slant patterns, because either you catch it or you force the defender, like you're going to see here, Samuels, to interfere with the pass being thrown. And he does come all over the top of the back of Lance Young. Excellent call by the officials.
Samuels got beat inside. He knew it. Instead of giving up the big play, he just ran at the wide receiver's back.
He's got some makeup speed, though. You saw it there, and he's also got some jumps because he got in the air. Just don't touch him on the back, though.
You got to make it up on the side.
So now a first down in Florida State territory. Seminoles, 48-yard line. Here comes the blitz, perfect for a screen, and it's intercepted. Picked off. Now will he go the distance? To the 15, to the 10, touchdown. Taking it in for the Seminoles, Alonzo Jackson, the right end, the senior from Americus, Georgia. What a brutal beginning now for Iowa State.
And one thing that Iowa State cannot afford to do in this ball game, they just did. The turnover. If you're going to stay with a team that's going to vie for the national championship, you can't make mistakes like that. Seneca Wallace panicked just a little bit, could have rolled out of that, but didn't want to give up on the screen and threw it right into the hands of Alonzo Jackson.
Beneke in, or check that. It is Bethea in for the point after. And immediately points off a turnover by the defensive end Jackson. So a letdown early for Seneca Wallace. The opposite end of the spectrum, though, for a defensive end who rarely sees pay dirt.
I'm going to need a zip zipper binder, a backpack, pencils, pens, post-it notes, tape, scotch, and mask, glue, binders, highlighters, paper punch, 3 holes, batteries, AACs, AACs.
With Staples 365 savings, your kids will get all the school supplies they want at the great low prices you want.
And now you can bind your homework or file it, maybe even laminate it, which will give you much more time to study, which will lead to straight A's. A folder for each subject would be nice, and on Saturdays, we can collate.
Staples has great low prices on all your back-to-school supplies.
Fate forced Robert F. Kennedy to decide what kind of man he would become. RFK premieres Sunday at 8 on FX.
This summer on Cartoon Network, Friday nights are all new. Tons of episodes you've never seen before. Brand new Powerpuff Girls. The latest Grim and Evil. A fresh Courage the Cowardly Dog. And a new series called Whatever Happened to Robot Joe. Cartoon Fridays, new all summer long, only on Cartoon Network. And I'm all nude.
If I look happy, it's because I've got a super night's sleep in my Craftmatic Monaco adjustable bed. I'm also delighted because of the free TV I received. You can get a free 25-inch color TV with the purchase of any Monaco adjustable bed, too. Just call toll-free to receive this free TV certificate by mail. Call to have your free 25-inch color TV certificate and complete details about Monaco mailed to you right away.
Call 1-800-458-7755.
All ACC honorable mention last year, Alonzo Jackson. Number 48 took it back 48 yards on the interception on the Seneca Wallace screen pass. Showed some pretty good moves at the tail end. Had a 14-0 lead for the Seminoles of Florida State. So the last thing that the underdog Iowa State Cyclones needed. Falling behind this early in the game with 6:29 left in the first quarter. Montgomery going back along with Todd Miller. Bethia with a short one. It'll be Montgomery from the 7. They set it up right. Well covered by Florida State near the 23, but back to the backbreaker for the Cyclones early.
This is a zone blitz by the Florida State defense. Now, the outside linebacker is going to blitz here. Jarrell Hudson's the middle linebacker. He's going to loop here. And the guy who ends up with the ball, Alonzo Jackson, is right there. Watch what happens when Hudson blitzes. He knocks down Jackson. Jackson's so athletic. He gets up, and all of a sudden the ball's right there. He catches it and one-hands it, Kellen, into the end zone. That's a big athlete running pretty fast.
So now will the shock factor still be there and apparent with Seneca Wallace from his own 23. Similar move, get the pocket out. And a first down on the completion to the far side. Another rope by Seneca Wallace going to Lane Danielson, who's junior from Dike, Iowa. Now the Best Damn Sports Show Period's All-Star Summer continues every weeknight at 8 and 11. Huge stars, complete insanity, a Best Damn Sports Show Period. It's only on Fox Sports Net. Well, Iowa State needs to just hang on to the football now. And if they don't get points, they better get a couple of first downs because field position is going to be important now, trailing by 14. Spread the defense, 4 wide receivers for the first time.
And this is part of their plan in this game.
Wagner, good idea. He scrambles his way for about 6, a little more than 6. They spread them out and run it up the middle. Young man from West Covina, California. Well, we talked yesterday with Steve Brickey, the offensive coordinator, who mentioned how much he liked his skill position players, his former Kansas Jayhawk head coach and assistant head coach here, Terry Allen.
Steve Brickey, teammate of mine at Missouri, 75 and 76, quarterback, kicker, defensive back. He did it all.
Seneca Wallace throwing it back for a completion and another first down. Jamal Montgomery with the catch.
Well, right now, his quarterback's trying to do it all, and if they can get him, or continue to get him on the corner, I think he's got a better chance of success because he's running away from that swarming Florida State defense.
Good call by Brick, as we called him in college, to get Seneca Wallace to the outside instead of sitting in that pocket where that devastating Florida State defensive rush can find him.
4 wide receivers with 3 on the wide side of the field. It'll be Wagner. Hooked by the counter, and that should be a 15-yarder. The big guy coming around, Kevin Emanuel, the left end out of Waco, Texas. Inadvertent, but still looked like he got him by the cage.
Sometimes when you're off balance like that and you're trying hard, you just reach inside, and unfortunately for Emanuel, he ended up with the face mask. But Joel, as you said, that's part of this plan here, to spread the defense out and then hit Wagner and hit Rutland up inside.
He didn't actually get the cage. He got inside the helmet. He knew it right away, and he let it go. Didn't want to hurt anybody. It was unintentional.
But still 15.
But still 15. He's out of the ball game. The coaches want to talk to him. But, hey, what can he do? He was just trying to make a play.
3rd penalty already on Florida State. 27 yards in mark-offs. And now from the 31 of the Seminoles, something brewing for Iowa State. Keep the tight end in on the left side. Wallace has to deliver in a hurry, and it's intercepted. Timed perfectly by Stanford Samuels. Will they say he came down with it or not? Is it a catch?
The official says it hit the ground. He fumbled it. But Samuel sitting here playing, he's watching this play on the outside. He's going to break on it because he feels that they're going to throw this short pass. He watches the set of the quarterback, and bam, he's coming. He's coming. He knows what it is. But Travis, you see it fall right up under him, Marty.
It's a 3-step drop, perfect timing. Watch for Iowa State maybe to go a pump and go in the next series or so, because if they play by the corners is that aggressive, they're setting themselves up for it.
2nd and 10. Little reverse action. Nothing doing for Lane Danielson. So they tried to decoy it by sending Jack Whitford the other way. It didn't work, though.
Now, Allen Augustin is a very good player. He's a backup here behind Michael Boulware, 6'1", 221, a junior out of Miami. He's another guy that can just flat fly. He's excellent on special teams.
Now, Artie, was that one of those barnyard plays
that was
Iowa State? We haven't seen the barnyard.
We have not seen. Florida State runs the barnyard.
Okay, okay. So Iowa State with the barnyard.
Yes.
Now out of field goal range, even if they don't get the first down, get a good 7 or 8. Wagner, Rutland, the 2's into the backfield. Another screen. First catch for Hiawatha Rutland. Not much there inside the 35, but at least he got it close to field goal territory inside the 33.
You've got to be impressed when you watch Florida State to see how they fly around on defense.
Well, that's the one thing that Jack Brickey said earliest in our conversation. He goes, the one thing that stands out is their speed on defense.
They rush the pass so that ball is thrown. All of a sudden, you just see them all plant and break on the ball. It's like a swarm of bees going after a hive of honey.
Defensive coaches call it that. It's swarming the football, and Mickey Andrews does as good a job as anybody in the country teaching his guys how to swarm the ball.
Well, it's going to be Tony Elk, who is 8 of 18, but he's their long-distance guy. It's going to be a 50-yard try. And it's blocked again. He had 4 blocked last year. So picked up by Samuels. And Florida State's going to have great field position on the block. It looked like B.J. Ward might have been the one to get up and get his hand on the football.
B.J. Ward, the free safety, all 6'3". He must have a 40-inch vertical. Or did that play reminded me of back in the day?
He was lined up as a back guy. He starts forward. Now watch him right here. He's going to come forward and jump right up here, and he times it perfectly. He cannot touch the rear end of a defensive lineman. That's illegal, but it doesn't get any prettier than that in terms of blocking a PAT and field goal.
I did the same thing 20 years ago in a playoff game against Miami, but I'm sure I didn't get up that high.
That's going to be a real weapon for Florida State this year.
Out of the gun. Good running room again. Nick Maddox, who scored the touchdown with a first down for the Seminoles across the 40 to the 45. So a nightmare first for Steve Brickey, their offensive coordinator. They get it down with a first down to the 30. Don't get any points. And now pressure because of the solid field position on the defensive unit.
And it's demoralizing. And when you look at this Florida State offense, Kellen, whenever Maddox or Reed is in the game, they're going to be in split backs and try to get those guys outside or throw them passes. They're not going to run it up inside with them.
Maddox to the outside, Jones to the inside. Absolutely. Is that what you're saying, Artie?
Absolutely.
We're going to watch that. I'm going to chart it.
Three wide receivers with Ricks out of the shotgun. Heat from the outside, adjusted nicely. And what about the moves after the catch by Anquan Bolden? Did they ever miss him last year? 6'2", 225-pound junior. He gets about 8 on first down.
Now let's don't forget that Bolden came there as a, look at the record of Coach Bowden there.
U.S. Army leaderboard, Bobby Bowden with a win tonight, surpassing the totals of Bear Bryant, and starting the night only 4 off the all-time leader, Joe Paterno. And Bobby Bowden, as he told us, 72 years old, but he's having fun. He doesn't think about a retirement. It's not part of the equation right now. Good movement. Maddox has the first down on 2nd and 2. Boy, what a pull by the offensive line leading the way. Jordan Karstens made the stop, but there's about 40 to 50 pounds. The entire offensive line is back for Florida State, and there is close to 40 to 50 pounds, the average difference between their offensive line and the defensive front of Iowa State.
You take a look at that starting offensive line, 1976 average for Florida State, and this is as much as conditioning and diet and supplements and better training that we see offensive linemen getting bigger and stronger and faster.
First down, Seminoles doing whatever they want right now.
There's the back.
Good grab again. Robert Morgan, the senior from Atlanta, another guy out last year with a knee injury, but great protection for Ricks up front.
This group has had 75 combined starts. Look at the protection up front. They're all in a 2-point stance, and that is called a wall of protection for the quarterback. You got to give the credit on that completion. It's a nice throw and a nice catch, but to the big guys up front, and they might be the best offensive line right now in the country.
First down, Florida State. Already up 14 with a minute 58 to play in the opening quarter. Ricks trying to buy some time. Now what a nice little seal block he got. Out of bounds, but a loss of about 3. So smart play by Chris Ricks as he eludes any kind of shot or the possibility of one forced out by free safety Mark Timmons.
That's one of the things the Florida State coaches worked on with Chris Ricks during the summer and during camp was get out of bounds or get down on the ground. We saw him earlier try to do a slide. He didn't get into a complete slide and took a lick in the chest. They don't want this young man taking too many licks because the quarterback behind him is very, very inexperienced.
Second down, call it a loss of close to 2. Jones the only one in the backfield with Ricks. Nice lane to see through and throwing it low in a trap. As trying to come back on it was Calvin Gardner, but it skipped into the breadbasket. But again, a great lane to see through for a quarterback.
And when you're in the shotgun, it's a little bit easier to see the passing lanes. And when you're a guy like Ricks, you're 6'4", almost 6'5", it's easy to see those lanes open up. He delivered the ball just a little bit low, get it up a little bit, and it would have been a completion inside the 5-yard line. He has got excellent sight down the field, and especially from the shotgun.
A little credit to Iowa State on that play. There was some pressure up the middle. Ricks was not able to shuffle his feet, take that extra step, and get it the ball, enough oomph on the ball to get it to the receiver.
Well, getting the play in late, man, it's going to be a second time out. Offensive coordinator does not like it at all, does he?
And that was one of the problems they had last year. Some confusion on the sidelines. Jeff Bowden took over as the offensive coordinator, and they've got to get those wrinkles ironed out.
So we'll find out what they come up with on 3rd and long this fall. Get your NFL fix a day earlier with the most outrageous, unpredictable NFL pregame show you've ever seen. Introducing the NFL show on Fox Sports Net. Michael Irvin, Tony Siragusa, and comedian Tommy Davidson. Pregame shows, in fact, may never be the same. So start your NFL weekend the night before kickoff. The NFL show. It all premieres Saturday, September 7th on Fox Sports Net.
Tony Siragusa, that's a big man. Is that 2 men?
And there's a big man in college football, as we talked about. This guy is so enthusiastic. He's lost 20 pounds, and his son Jeff here says he has never seen his dad in the last 5 years so fired up and so excited about a season, and you could tell that from talking to Bobby yesterday.
And you see him with the headset on. That's a rarity we see of Bobby Bowden with a headset on. Normally the games are just a blowout. He lets his coaches do their thing, but he has refocused his ball club and trying to get them back to the national championship game.
Already 132 yards of total offense on 17 snaps for the Seminoles. Now they need about a dozen to keep the drive alive. Jones out of the eye. Won't get to the rifle. Iowa State holds. Cyclones desperate for a stop. They got it. Weak side linebacker Brandon Brown stood him up.
And a great hit by Iowa State to come up and knock the helmet off of Greg Jones' head. Get a chance to take a look at Iowa State swarming to the football. We talked about Florida State, a good hold by the line, forcing Jones to the outside, and there's Brandon Short holding him up. The defensive back, come here, you got to get that chin strap a little tighter, man. The helmet shouldn't come off from a hit like that.
Bethea, 13 of 14 last year. It is going to be a 35-yard try. His first of the season. Plenty of distance, and it's perfect. 17 already on the board for the Seminoles of Florida State with 1:21 still left in the first quarter.
The guys are counting on me.
Gotta go.
Just one night.
Just one night. Nice pants.
Nice pants.
Nice pants.
Hi.
Nice pants. What have they been?
Presenting Dockers Go Khaki with Stain Defender.
One company values the environment by creating solar panels that convert sunlight into a clean source of energy. Ceramic components that make our engines run cleaner. And the most earth-friendly copiers and printers on the planet. One company does all these things and more to improve our quality of life. One company, Kyocera.
It may be a little bit too early to recognize any sag in the body language of Iowa State, but they're down by 17 already. Jamal Montgomery is going to bring the kick back from his own 4. Good blocking, but Florida State pops it out. And it's picked up by the Seminoles. Coming up with it for Florida State. It looked like the wide receiver Stovall or Wembley. Will it be Wembley? Yes.
Pick Wembley.
Now what a shot on Montgomery.
And that ball was jarred loose. And when you've got good athletes that are very fast covering kicks, there's usually great impact at the end of the kick when the return man catches the ball. And that was an example of it.
Take a look at it. He's coming up the field. Here's Montgomery. Watch the spin. He's going to take a hit right in the back. Bam! There goes the ball. A receiver who's not very big, you can't afford to get in a spin unless it's an open field. When you turn your back to a guy, he unloads on you. There goes the ball.
B.J. Ward,
B.J. Ward, who blocked the field goal, comes down on special teams.
The young man who picked it up, Wembley, a freshman from Wichita, Kansas. I guess he's got a few family and friends here.
And you know what's starting to happen now, because the Iowa State defense has been on the field, it seems like, this entire first quarter. They're starting to get worn down by this big offensive line.
So now from the Iowa State 10, 17-0 Florida State. The worst possible scenario is the tailback Greg Jones doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage, loses a yard. This is the worst case, though, for Dan McCarney and his crew.
It is, and that was a good play by Matt Ward, number 7, a guy out of Miami, hitting Greg Jones in the backfield. Dan McCartney, and he loves this guy, Matt Ward. Again, he's from Miami. He knows a lot of these guys on this Florida State team. Dan McCartney is a competitor. He is not going to allow this team to quit. And yes, Joel, it is the worst case scenario if Florida State can get in here.
They're at the 11. Call it 2nd and goal from there. Rex will take his time. Rutland in the backfield, a little bit of a flinch, but they didn't throw a flag on the slant. It's complete. Taking it in, Robert Morgan, close to the 3.
Just an excellent job by Chris Ricks. He felt the blitz coming on the outside, pre-snap read. He didn't panic. He makes the adjustment and makes the throw for the first down.
A dream first 15 minutes of play for Chris Ricks and the Seminoles of Florida State, taking care of every opportunity, both offensively and defensively. The end of the first quarter, Seminoles by 17.
Over 200 ways to become an Army of One. Log on to GoArmy.com.
Opportunities are everywhere,
Come on, sweetie, let's go.
if you know where to look. Like at the Lexus Golden Opportunity, where you'll find special values on all your favorite vehicles. Don't let this one slip through your fingers. See your Lexus dealer.
At Advance Auto Parts, we believe in doing it yourself. So we made this commercial ourselves.
We had Florence here check out the prices of our competitors versus ours. Do you have the results? But first, Florence, would you ever lie to millions of Americans who really want to believe that someone on TV is capable of telling the truth?
Never.
Go.
Advance is still the queen of low prices.
Queen, Florence?
As long as I'm here.
Queen's fine.
College football Saturday. Oregon. Wow. Mississippi State. Unbelievable. Next Saturday on Fox Sports Net.
Two of the men I have admired the most in my 50 years of coaching. Two men that I think have played one of the biggest roles in American football, which we don't realize, is Eddie Robinson and Jake Gaither, old Florida A&M coach. Because back in the 60s, you remember, especially in the South, where the football teams hadn't been integrated. And so they began to integrate. And Eddie Robinson and Jake Gaither, I thought, played the biggest role in making it a smooth transition, you know? And that's why football is as good as it is today.
So much respect for Eddie Robinson by coaches from all walks of life. They understand what he's meant to this game of football and the young men he's turned out with great character.
First snap of the second quarter. 3rd and goal, Florida State. Already up by 17. Ricks. Bolden, what a grab. Touchdown, Florida State. Pulled it off in front of Ellis Hobbs. But the throw and the angle taken by Bolden. Absolutely perfect.
It shows the athletic ability once again of Chris Ricks. He's a tall guy, but he's an athletic guy. And when he's got wide receivers like a Baldwin and a Morgan out there to throw the ball to, anything can happen. This offense should be extremely explosive all year long.
Bethea with the point after a flag on the play. He splits the uprights.
Now let's remind our fans that Bolden came to Florida State, Artie, as a quarterback.
Absolutely.
And actually competed for the starting job at the early part of spring of 2001 before they made that move with him to wide receiver.
The call against Iowa State. The referee from the Big Ten.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on a defense. They use leveraging to try to block the PAT. The penalty's refused. Extra point is good.
Jim Lapatina and all the rest of the crew from the Big Ten Conference. So Dan McCarney wants an explanation. One of his young men on that last flag. So now Iowa State on the ropes early. Let's head down to the third member of our team, Eric Clemens. Eric.
All right, guys, I guess the best word to describe by looking at the faces along the bench, not only among the players and coaches, but alumni and friends, is shock. I think Iowa State is absolutely shocked that they are not in this ball game right now, down 24-0, And needless to say, and be cliche as if I might, they need a play. They need a play to get them back excited again and believing that they can go down and score and get back in this football game. And they got to make it happen fast, guys.
Well, they need besides an offensive play, they need a takeaway. They've got to have a big play from the defense as well.
Or special teams. But the problem Iowa State had in preparation for Florida State, especially in an opener, you couldn't duplicate the speed in practice.
Very
you cannot duplicate the speed of Florida State with your scout team. And I think they'll play better as this game goes on because this first quarter has been an adjustment, Kellen, in the speed factor.
Brett Civarelli is going to kick it off. Bringing it back. And a good move past the 20. Iowa State with a chance. What a return by Lance Young, the wide receiver. That's exactly what they need. Artie just mentioned special teams. Well, now they've got great field position. Lance Young, a junior from Beaumont High School in St. Louis with a big play.
You got a great lane coming up the field. Florida State came down and they sold out. They were trying to make a play, trying to get another big hit and make another play happen. But watch the young man come to the outside, stumbles a little bit, not by design, or a little jig there, gets upfield. But the safety for Florida State number 8 does a great job in forcing him to turn back, slow him down so the pursuit can catch up.
So a 50-yard return out to the 45 of Florida State. Rutland with 2 to each side for Seneca Wallace. Hiawatha Rutland breaking tackles, close to a first down. He's shy by about a foot, just outside the 35.
Now this is what they really wanted to do in this game. Spread out Florida State's defense and run the zone play up inside. Rutland is 6 foot, 208 pounds, more of an inside runner than Wagner because he's got better vision because he's bigger.
And how do you negate speed? You go directly at it.
They tighten it up with 2 tight ends. Rutland up the gut. He'll take it the distance. Iowa State is on the board.
And that's exactly what they did, Artie. Right up the gut. You see Florida State, they're going to come up to the line of scrimmage and try to make a play happen. They're guessing right now what they're going to do. But then Iowa State does a great job of blocking on the zone. You're coming right up the field here. Excellent cut back there. Caught the linebacker on the inside. And that linebacker chose the wrong gap. Hiawatha knew he was in the end zone at the 8-yard line. No one was going to catch it.
What a block by Bob Montgomery, the guard that pulled on the play.
Quick inside trap.
Yes, Adam Beneke for the point after. And Iowa State is down by 17. What a shot in the arm for this group. Let's see how long it lasts, though. Still the Seminoles by 17.
Look what a little bit of Toyota clearance can get you.
A little bit of 4Runner in my life. A little bit of RAV4 by my side.
Toyota's clearance means a lot of value in SUVs. Check out the powerful Sequoia, sophisticated Highlander, stylish RAV4, and adventurous 4Runner. And hurry in for 0.0% APR financing for 24 months or $1,250 cash back on every new 4Runner. Get to Toyota's nationwide clearance going on now.
Chris Davis from ESPN, and I want you to get in on all the college football action this fall with ESPN Game Plan and Dish On Demand pay-per-view. When you order the ESPN Game Plan season package before October 1st, you will automatically be entered to win a VIP trip here to ESPN's world headquarters in beautiful Bristol, Connecticut. You and a friend will watch a live broadcast of College Game Day and spend the rest of the day with us. Call 1-877-DISH-PPV to order ESPN Game Plan today.
It's like The Sixth Sense, only the kid has 6 hands instead of 6 senses, and he can feel the dead instead of see them. And what happens is...
If this movie's ever made, will you be protected? You will with DishFlix, your source for the best movies on Dish Network. Maximize your movie watching with daily highlights of only 3- and 4-star movies and premieres. DishFlix, just $1.95 a month. Call 1-800-333-DISH to order. DishFlix, only the best movies will do.
I just need to find a kid with 6 hands.
The best damn sports show period's All-Star Summer, weeknights on Fox Sports Net.
Welcome back to College Football Saturday, presented by Kia Sarah. It's the Eddie Robinson Football Classic, brought to you by the Eddie Robinson Foundation. Tonight from Kansas City, the home of the world's best barbecue. Whether it's Martha Bryant's, Gates, LC's, they have them all. Too many to mention, and ever is it sensational. Hiawatha Rutland with a 36-yard touchdown run. He's out there on special teams duty. As Talman Garner, Willie Reed go back. And let's see if the big play now can come from the defensive unit of Iowa State. Tony Elk ready to kick it away. Over to the far side. It's going to be Gardner bringing it back. And belted early. Did it on his own to get it out past the 20. Good job. Close to the 22-yard line, back downstairs. Eric, what's the latest?
All right, well, Iowa State, they have, of course, the 7 straight years of 1,000-yard rushes, as you guys mentioned, but Michael Wagner and Hiawatha Rutland have more speed than their predecessors, and you saw it on the last touchdown. Rutland exploding up the middle. In fact, he says, guys, that lateral movement and all that juking is simply a waste of motion. He's a north-south kind of guy.
Young man from Florida as well, from Bradenton, so you know this game means a lot to him. They're in the eye. In the eye, Greg Jones. He'll get the call once again. Nothing available. A gain of about a yard, maybe 2. It'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Joe, let's go back to that kickoff. We saw Rutland scored a touchdown. Here he is coming down on special teams coverage, paying the price, giving up his body. Oh, for the team. That hurt my back.
That was a tackle, though.
Now, yeah, it was kind of a takedown. 2 points in Roman Greco wrestling.
Yeah, whatever it's called, it was still a takedown.
Jones stays in the eye. They're top heavy on the right side. Wide side of the field. Now Rixey's going to change the play.
And he's changing it because the secondary from Iowa State is moving around.
Just got it off before the play clock expired. A dive, but an incompletion. Great attempt, though, by the wide receiver, PK Sam. Sophomore from Buford, Georgia.
Part of the philosophy of the defense of Iowa State going into this game is to confuse Chris Ricks. So far, he's 7 for 10, but the secondary from Iowa State has got to move around like they did on that last play and put mental pressure on the sophomore.
We haven't seen Florida State go deep yet. Now would be a great time to go play action and go on the top.
Huge play for John Skladany, the defensive coordinator of Iowa State. Desperate for a stop on 3rd and about 7. Ricks has time, though. And a receiver for a first down. It's past the 35, taken in by PK Sam. That's his first catch of the night, or check that. Instead, it's Talman Gardner, 21-81. Man, what a grab. But a good look again. And this young man, don't forget that Chris Ricks last year was 8th in the nation in passing efficiency.
Well, it's a play-action pass. He fakes it up to number 6, Jones, and Gardner runs a curl route behind the linebacker, and the ball is thrown right above his helmet, the perfect spot. It's almost impossible to defend that. Gardner pays the price, though, on the reception.
It's all about timing, Artie, all about timing.
And that was timing.
Huge conversion. Jones, big hole into the secondary for another first down across the midfield stripe. Power and speed for the young man that goes at 6'1", close to 250.
Did you see the acceleration, Joe? Artie, I know you noticed it because you have the same type of acceleration.
You take a look. Man. Yeah, but he's, you know, we talked about it. He's bigger than that. He's about 245 now. He's a guy that can run up and down the field. But the trick on that last play, Kellen, was the unbalanced line by Florida State. Iowa State's defense did not adjust.
Florida State goes all over the country and recruit. How'd they get this young man out of South Carolina?
9 carries for 51 yards for Jones. Ricks on the play fake. And in trouble. Pretty good footwork. What a job by Chris Ricks. Turned a negative into a positive to the 44, a gain of about 3. He doesn't look like a sophomore, gentlemen.
Well, he looks like a guy, though, that's played in 12 games. This is his 14th or 13th game. Look at the mobility on him. He's got what I call subtle elusiveness. He can stop, he can slow himself down, he can accelerate, and like we talked about, yes, write that down. He's a guy that's protecting himself
write that down.
and protecting the ball. I'm trying to educate you. Thank you.
I'm going to look that one up. Make sure you spelled it correctly. I think you pronounced it correctly. Good job. Good job.
2nd and 7 on the toss sweep. It is Nick Maddox breaking tackles. Maddox popped out of bounds with a flag on the play inside the 25 of the 24. And now, gentlemen, I can understand why they don't let you out of the studio all that often. You will be locked up and the key will be thrown away before it's all over.
We're going to have...
it's going to be a hold. It's going to be a hold against Florida State.
It's going to be a hold downfield against Florida State, exactly.
But it's the 1-2 punch, though, Kellen. Sort of like you and me, a 1-2 punch of their running backs here.
Did you see that explosion? He got into the hole before the defense of Iowa State could get there and close it down, and they were around the ball. He just rolled right through the hole.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still 2nd down.
Trust me on this, though. The key to that play was the fact it was an unbalanced line. Iowa State did not adjust. Florida State ran the ball back to the short side, and there was not enough defenders over there.
On the quick snap. What do you mean trust you? You still owe me $20. I want my money.
I'll mediate later.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the mark-off with 11:54 left in the first half. The Seminoles driving once again. 2nd and short. 2nd and a couple. Maddox stays in the backfield. The former high school player of the year in North Carolina. Ricks.
Give it to him.
Should have dumped it off. He had him out there. You were talking about Nick Maddox wide open to the flat.
He was wide open. Once Chris Ricks broke the pocket, Iowa State swarmed on him. And nobody stayed with Nick Maddox. They all came upfield. You watch him on the outside here. Snap of the ball, Ricks drops back. He's looking. It's not there. The quick slant. He pulls it down quickly. And right over here, you're going to see the Iowa State players come in and can defend. But sitting down here real nicely for him, Nick Maddox gives it to him, and he's gone down the sideline. Touchdown.
Leon Washington joining them in the backfield now. Florida State's 3 of 4 in their 3rd down tries. Ricks, and it goes off the umpire. What a break for Iowa State, and the man was available.
And which makes it an incomplete pass, but once again, he ought to start wearing a helmet, but once again, there was some movement there by the secondary of Iowa State, which just caused a little bit of hesitation in Chris Ricks.
Well, that time the umpire, Rick Nelson, was not a traveling man.
He was not.
Very good. Very good, Joel.
Sorry.
Very good.
Oh, boy, I tell you. People under 40, Joel, did not get that. I almost missed it. I'm 44.
Todd Miller waiting for the punt. And the first punt of the game, no less, comes from Chance Gwaltney of the Seminoles. A good one now. Can they get to it inside the 5? No. So Iowa State, let's hear it. They hold. Cyclones get it back. Down by 17.
One company brings new value to the way we communicate. With smartphone technology that adds color to the wireless world. Fiber optic components that drive broadband internet service. And copiers that scan direct to email for instant communication around the globe. One company does all these things and more to keep you in touch with your world. One company, Kyocera.
There's a light in your soul that says you're one of a kind. Don't never let it go. Be original, an individual, yeah, like Dr. Pepper. Be you, do what you do. Dr. Pepper. Be you, do what you do. Stuff
Eddie Robinson Football Classic on Fox Sports Net, brought to you by Kia Sarah, one company, countless solutions. By Dr. Pepper, be you. And by Dockers, go khaki with Stain Defender. Welcome back to beautiful Kansas City, and it is a real nice night. A bit on the muggy side. Seneca Wallace, a couple of mistakes early. And the Cyclones paid, in particular an interception return 48 yards by Alonzo Jackson for a touchdown for Florida State. So a 17-point lead for the Seminoles. The delay didn't fool anybody. Hiawatha Rutland buried in the backfield, and downstairs we go. Eric Clemens.
All right, Joe, back on the Florida State side of the field now. But what a difference in the Iowa State sideline. Just left those guys. The big plays on special teams and by Hiawatha Rutland have gotten them back in the game. Now they need to sustain something. And guys, I mean, can you have two worse turnovers? One results in a direct touchdown and the other an indirect touchdown on a fumbled kickoff. If not for that, well, what if for Iowa State? But they got to sustain something now.
It is imperative they do something offensively because of the field position they're in now after the loss. It's a loss of 7. All the way back to their 13. Seneca Wallace. And he finds that little crease. Jack Whitford, the junior from Grinnell, Iowa.
Excellent job by Wallace that time of maintaining his composure and being calm in the pocket. He finds the throwing lane and just drills the ball to Whitford. A little curl route, unless you break in front of that perfectly, you're not going to stop it.
A little bit of a zone coverage by Florida State. They found the seam on that play.
Florida State trying to stop on 3rd and 4, and Seneca Wallace rushed the situation. He was trying to get it out to Lane Danielson. Play never developed.
And you're starting to see some movement now in the front of Florida State. Big number 42, Jarrell Hudson, is moving in and out of the line of scrimmage. Again, trying to create some confusion in the mind of Seneca Wallace and the offensive lineman.
This is what Iowa State cannot have, Artie. 3 and out, a loss on the first down, no movement on 2nd and 3rd down. It's putting the ball back to a Florida State offense that's finding its rhythm.
They better gear up here and not get it blocked because you know Florida State's coming.
Yelp 3rd in the Big 12, 16th in the nation, 44-yard average. They were after it. Now, Dominique Robinson bringing it back, getting blocks, and finally belted. He was buried at the 31-yard line. Some kind of coverage by Iowa State. Schmitz downfield, and he was the one doing the pounding that time. Well, don't forget to join us next week. College Football Saturday presented by Kia Sarah returns to Fox Sports Net. It's a doubleheader next Saturday. First, the Kansas Jayhawks matching up the same Iowa State Cyclones in a Big 12 battle. Then Mississippi State visits Ontario Smith and the 15th-ranked Oregon Ducks in a key early season showdown. Coverage all starts Saturday with the College Football Saturday kickoff show. You gentlemen back in your cage, 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific, right here on Fox Sports Net. Willie Reed's first carry, the redshirt freshman, Kathleen, Georgia.
Great ball game we've got going on here. I'm looking forward next week to seeing Ontario Smith, who transferred from Tennessee, came to Oregon. Artie, just an outstanding talent. I mean, the nation has to see this young man run the football.
And he's fast. He reminds me of some of these guys from Florida State. As you see Chris Ricks getting the signal from the sideline from offensive coordinator Jeff Bowden.
Coaches at Tennessee still miss that young man.
I would too.
Gain of just about 5 for the redshirt freshman Willie Reed. Tight formation for Florida State. Reed again. And maybe a half a yard at the most for Georgia's Offensive High School Player of the Year a couple of years ago. Bulldog down by Chris Whitaker.
Chris Whitaker's an interesting story. Number 47 from Iowa State.
Tell us the story.
Here's a guy who started as a freshman 2 years ago, played in the first game last year, got hurt, was out for the year, was not a starter this year, but he ended up being elected captain.
East St. Louis, Illinois. My hometown.
Well, Jones got to go in early, but you couldn't tell by those Staples total yardage numbers. Most of it through the air for Florida State. Now they need 5 more. Ricks out of the gun. Pocket holds up well. Too tall, but what a great grab. Coming down with it, Robert Morgan, the senior from Atlanta. After missing all of last year, here's the guy who caught 19, don't forget, for the national championship team in '99.
Take a look at this replay. Terrible throw by Chris Ricks, the quarterback. He drops down. His point of release is low. The ball sails. But again, the receiver bails out a quarterback. It's always a receiver, Artie. Bails out the quarterback. 6 feet tall. He must have a 38, 39-inch vertical to go up and get that ball.
You know, he does, but that was not a terrible throw. And the wide receivers from Florida State have an advantage over the Iowa State defensive backs. They're bigger than the smaller
5 inches, 7 inches,
DBs.
5 inches.
Breaking tackles out of the backfield. Reed gets a first down and gains 11 yards. Well, if it's a jump ball, after you saw those numbers, if it's a jump ball, it's no contest.
But that's, you know, the offensive line, though, of Florida State, there's their weight advantage and the height advantage of the receivers, to me, are the 2 biggest assets, besides the speed and skill, that Florida State's got on this offensive football team against the Cyclone defense.
Well, that's 4 big points right there,
Yeah,
Artie.
I know.
Size, speed, height, weight.
Yeah. That's called recruiting.
Is that all?
That's all they have.
See, I'm an analyst.
17-point lead for Florida State, more than halfway through the second quarter. From the 39, first down. And he had a single on the outside. PK Sam, as they gamble a little bit up front. Sam isolated against the defensive back. Atif Austin with a good cushion. Flag is down, though.
Down back by the quarterback.
Getting up very slowly was Jordan Karstens, the junior from Bagley, Iowa, for Iowa State.
Illegal block.
Shot block by the offense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
So they set him up and they chopped him down. And that is the 4th penalty of the night on the Seminoles of Florida State.
And coming into this ball game, that's one thing that Florida State wanted to concentrate on. They wanted to cut down the number of turnovers from last season, which hurt them in their 8-4 season. And also, they want to cut down on their penalties.
Make it 5 for 52.
And that's the only drawback tonight by Florida State is the 5 penalties.
So now 1st and long. Back in their own territory. Reed. And coming up on the support out of the secondary. A nice rope and an ankle tackle by free safety Mark Timmons.
And the free safety, which is Timmons, became part of an 8-man front. Obviously, John Sculdani, the defensive coordinator, thought it was going to be a run. He needed to get an extra guy on the line of scrimmage. It was the perfect call for number 18 to get up close to the line of scrimmage.
Now they've taken out the fullback and the tight end. Let's look for some type of blitz from Iowa State. But Florida State needs to go deep on this play right here.
2nd and 22 outside of their own 48. No tight end to the set. Willie Reed on the slight delay. Good yardage. Battling to the 40. But the kid won't quit. Well, the redshirt freshman, Tim Tabrink, in on the stop, a sophomore from Alton, Iowa.
And Iowa State that time played a 4-3, cover 2, very conservative. They didn't want to blitz Kellen because they didn't want to give up the big play. I don't think they can cover these guys. I look for them to play zone again here.
But they're going to play zone, not try to keep the receivers in front of them, but at least once or twice a half, you got to go deep, Artie, and get them even back on their heels, even more so.
It's a 3rd and 11. Will it be a 2nd consecutive punt for Florida State? Straight 4-man rush on Ricks, and they finally get to him. They battled, and Bo Coleman caught up with him from behind.
They changed it up. They went to a 3-deep zone.
I tell you, when you play this game, you got to bring all your equipment. There's a tackle, 77. He's sitting there, his mouthpiece hanging out, dangling. You know, people say, well, what does a mouthpiece do for you? It keeps you from getting a concussion if you get hit in the head is what it does.
Gwaltney punts. Iowa State staying away from it. And a good job by Gwaltney. It's going to be out of bounds as we come back. The Cyclones will have it. First and 10 at their own 7. Florida State dominating, though, in the first half.
Look what a little bit of Toyota clearance can get you.
A little bit of Tundra in my life, a little bit of Tacoma on my side.
Toyota's clearance means a lot of value on trucks. Get great deals on tough Toyota trucks like Tacoma. You can count on it to perform in any situation. Or the full-size Tundra. Get 0.0% APR financing for 24 months or $1,000 cash back on Tundra. Get to Toyota's nationwide clearance going on now.
Network validation engineer.
I am a CAD designer.
I am the supervisor of a technology-based networking company.
We are educators helping people build a foundation for the rest of their lives. ITT Technical Institute, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-823-6312, 1-800-823-6312. Get an education that can help you reach your goals. ITT Tech has information on financial aid programs for those who qualify. Call 1-800-823-6312 today.
I'm here in the Virginia Beach ocean front, soaking up some rays with Becky here. You having a good time, Becky?
Oh, yeah, it's a great beach.
Now, what if I were to show you a whole bunch of great things you could do besides sitting on the beach? Would you maybe want to come back a little sooner than next summer?
Sure.
Ah, great. Well, if you call this number right here on the screen.
Where?
Right, excuse me?
What number?
What if I were to tell you that simply by calling this number on the screen...
What screen?
Where?
You see it, don't you? Call the number on the screen, they'll shoot one right out to you.
You just kind of this one?
All right, I'll call the number.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Working the right knee of Chris Ricks. Pulled up the pad, pulled it off, put some ice on top as well.
You know, Joel, I'm not sure if he had that ice on his knee or if he had it on his hand sitting on his thigh. Probably got a cut on his knee when he went down, a little burn of some type. I'm not sure if he had that ice on his hand. I think he had it on his hand.
From the 7. Nothing available on the first down carry. That was Michael Wagner for Iowa State. And our Dr. Pepper trivia this evening, Bobby Bowden, second all time with 18 bowl wins as a head coach. Oh, who is number 1? Who's on top of the list?
Can I answer this? Do I get a case of Dr. Pepper? Or I know this.
I do too. I got it wrong in the rehearsals, but
you missed it in rehearsal?
Yeah, I missed it in rehearsal, but I got it right now.
Second and 12. That's way more information than we asked for. Moving the pocket. Seneca Wallace has had success doing this in the past. Lane Danielson over his fingertips. What a bullet, though. And Seneca Wallace thinks of himself as Steve Brickey, the offensive coordinator, told us, thinks of himself as a passer first and not a runner.
Oh, he is. And he's an athlete that can throw going left or going right. He is a man that throws with tremendous accuracy, as you're going to see this ball. Just a little bit overthrown, but it's a nice pass. He, though, when he gets into the open, scrambling, turns into a running back.
He needs to pull that ball down and just do a naked bootleg and run up the field to put pressure on Florida State, so they wonder if he's going to run uphill.
I think they're afraid of the speed of the defense. I really do.
He's 5 of 10 so far, 55 yards. He's had 1 picked off, taken back for a score, and now going to be Wagner. The speed of the defense. Allen Augustin, the junior from Miami, tracks him down. It'll be a punting situation, Iowa State's own end zone.
You see if Florida State uses that great speed on special teams and tries to even close the door on Iowa State more before the half by coming after this punt. I think they will, Artie.
They have it. They might, but even if they don't, Kellen, they're going to end up in wonderful field position because they should end up with the ball on the Iowa State side of the 50. Now you see him start to tighten down a little bit there. Iowa State is nervous and concerned. The Noles are going to come after him.
One-step kickoff. He's going to catch it, one step, and kick it.
Flags on the punt play.
Now you see, that would have been an excellent kick to return because it was a low kick. There was no hang time, and the return man could have caught it on the run.
I'll start. Offense. Half the distance to the goal line. Go 4th down.
Now, to me, if you're a special teams coach, you fake like you're going to punt block, and you set up an excellent return here. Because, again, you're going to get the ball in wonderful field position.
All right, Coach Artie, let's see what happens here.
They'll punt it again. Nick Maddox waiting for it just outside. As Yelp moves it away, it'll be the 42 for Maddox. And close to the 35. We'll drive it back near the 37.
Maddox committed the Cardinals sin on return men. He started up, he picked a slot, he changed his mind halfway through the action. You can't do that. Once you make a decision, you got to sell out.
Well, we just saw our Dr. Pepper trivia. And his coach obviously agreeing with you.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what he was telling him in words that, you know, I can use on the air, but we can't repeat what he was saying to that player.
Bobby Bowden, second all-time, 18 bowl victories. Joe Paterno, #1 with 20. No surprise there. Greg Jones in the eye. PJ Salvideo with the fullback. And Ricks timing it perfectly. PK Sam. Well, Bobby Bowden, so much speculation about a potential national championship. It was the Sugar Bowl, January of 2000. The 1999 regular season, the 2000 national championship for the Seminoles of Florida State, dominating Virginia Tech. And after wide right earlier in his Florida State career, it was nice to see for Bobby Bowden.
I covered that game. We'll talk about that after this play here.
Jones scrambling his way for close to 3. Down near the 16-yard line.
Of course, the quarterback for Virginia Tech is the great Michael Vick, now with the Atlanta Falcons. But Bobby Bowden, after the game, he told me, he said, you know, Kellen, I knew this kid Vick was good. I didn't realize how good he was until we got on the field with him. And if we were not as deep as we were on defense, he would have beat us. Because they ran Michael Vick down after 3 quarters of football. He was just spent.
Florida State with exceptional balance so far. On the ground, Greg Jones. The arm tackles close to a first down. He's short by about a yard before that snap, though. 133 yards passing for Florida State, 127 on the ground.
They get a few more here. They're really utilizing this unbalanced line I was talking about, where Brett Williams, number 72, is on the short side, and they're out manning the Iowa State defense at the point of attack. Iowa State has got to do a better job. They better make it at halftime of adjusting to the unbalance.
What's that adjustment? Are you a defensive coach?
You got to move over with them. You got to move over with them.
Jones plowing his way to a first down and a touchdown. What a run once again by Greg Jones, breaking tackles. Another 6 for the Seminoles.
Greg Jones hard running to the inside. We'll take a look here after the extra point on the replay. See just how great of a run that really was.
It's called violent running.
Violent running.
Violent running. When you
is that another Artie Gigantino term?
Yes, it is. When you knock defenders away from you and they can't knock you down.
Bethea with the point after. Man, the assault continues for Florida State.
Here's Matt Ward, the senior linebacker from Miami, steps up into the hole, picks the wrong hole as Matt Ward goes to his right. And of course, the running back Jones goes to his left, makes a great cut, catches him off balance as the safety comes up. Jermaine Billups tries to make a head down tackle, doesn't wrap him up. And young man, you can't tackle that way. And I know Dan McCartney and his staff didn't teach you to tackle that way.
Well, our Toyota scoring recap didn't take long, less than 2 minutes, covering 37 yards after they stopped him on a 3-and-out with a punt. Iowa State with the ball back at their own 7. So Florida State capitalizing on the great field position, and fortunately for all of us, no longer in the BCS equation is margin of victory.
Absolutely. That was a thing we've been suggesting on our pregame show for the last 2 years, that they did do away with that. I think there's some common sense now into the BCS. And you talk about the BCS, it's been there, the championship game, for 4 years. And the Seminoles from Florida State, Kellen, have been there 3 times. That's quite an accomplishment.
That's a great accomplishment. And they want to get back this year. And it looks like they've got the team to make a legitimate run for it.
On the run, Michael Wagner out of bounds across the 25. near his own 30. And enough time for Iowa State with all of their timeouts remaining and 62 seconds on the clock.
And a pooch kickoff that time by Florida State because they did not want to give Iowa State another big return.
Nissan halftime report coming up in just a couple of minutes. An in-depth look at Eddie Robinson. And we'll look at other scores from college football earlier today. First half recap. A lot of Florida State on the board, as Florida State has 277 yards of total offense already. Wallace gets hit as he releases it, and almost a dual possession. A nice takeaway by Lance Young, the wide receiver, because it looked like the defensive back had the inside track Rufus Brown.
Rufus Brown, you talk about recovery speed. This is simply recovery speed by Rufus Brown. He does a great job of pushing the receiver to the outside, running with them, and when the receiver looked back for the ball, he looked back for the ball and made the adjustment to it, made the play. That's great coaching. That's great execution by Rufus Brown.
A nightmare of a beginning for Iowa State. No one could have anticipated this. They are a very young squad, though. And Wallace, nifty footwork. That's what we've been talking about. Now he'll save a timeout, but he doesn't get much yardage.
Wallace on the scramble.
There's only
for the
8
Cyclone.
out of the first 48 on the depth chart. They're too deep for Iowa State that are seniors. So they have so many players that are starting as sophomores and juniors.
Quite a few, but for the football fans out there, I want you to truly understand where Iowa State started 8 years ago when Dan McCartney came in and took over this program. Of the 85, 90 guys they had on scholarship that year, I would say about 20 to 25 were legitimate D1 student athletes. He's really upgraded this program, upgraded the facilities, and got them back into the top 25.
Now third, close to 8. Good throw. Great grab and a first down to Lance Young.
This is what Seneca Wallace does. He'll hurt you with his feet. He'll move around in the pocket, allow his receivers to find some space down the field. He seems like he wasn't as mobile at the first half of this game, or the first quarter and a half of this game, but now he's getting back to his normal self.
Plenty of pocket protection. Lane Danielson hangs on at the 39. He's short of the first down. A timeout is going to be called. And to further illustrate what you were just talking about, this program in the 90s, only 2 teams in Division 1A, 115 teams, only 2 had fewer wins than Iowa State, Kent State, and Temple. So they truly have come a long way over the last 3-4 years. Well, Dan McCartney, very strong. On the Rookie of the Year, the Newcomer of the Year in the Big 12 last season, Seneca Wallace.
He has tremendous competitiveness. He elevates the player of all the players around him. He's got a great arm. He's accurate. And a lot of times when somebody has the magic feet and the sweet feet and they can run and run away from you, they don't have a great reputation of being a good thrower, but he does. He can beat you with his arm and his feet. And when he pulls it down and runs with it, I think he's one of the better running backs in the Big 12.
And the guy who should get a pat on the back, though, is Dan McCartney and the administration of Iowa State for sticking with him through some tough times in the late 90s there. And now they're seeing the fruits of his hard work. He's got an excellent staff. They're very well coached. Now, Seneca Wallace, I believe, is a middle round, so to speak, Heisman candidate. Obviously, the better he plays and the better Iowa State plays, the more he'll be elevated to the nation. But right now, he's probably on that secondary list, but he does have the talent, he does have the skills, and he will get the exposure to move up into the Rex Grossman, Ken Dorsey list.
Especially playing in the Big 12 conference.
Absolutely.
They've got Nebraska, Texas Tech, they've got Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado, so a lot of the nation will see Seneca Wallace.
Second and a couple, as they just used their first time out. 27 seconds left in the half. Anything at the end of the half. They need it, and they've got a first down. That'll stop the clock once again. That's a rip around the collar. As Lane Danielson took a tumble.
Mickey Andrews, the defensive coordinator that time, elected to go with only a 3-man rush and cover 8. When you rush only 3 guys, you're going to allow the quarterback a lot of time to throw. He's got 3 men down again, but he's going to bring 2 linebackers.
Wide open, the tight end, believe it or not. Will he get there? Yes! Touchdown! Do you believe it? Kyle Knock with the score.
When
They
you're down and out,
they never look for the tight end.
when you're down and out and you need a touchdown, always go to the best athlete on the field, the tight end, Artie.
Yeah.
The tight end is always open.
The senior from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, just came up with his first career score.
And that's only the second touchdown in the last 3 years by an Iowa State tight end. And if you're prepping for Iowa State, if you're Florida State, what you said is right, Kellen. You forget about the tight end because it's not a big factor in the passing game.
How big was that with 9 seconds left in the half? And all of a sudden, it's a 17-point deficit.
Let's take a look here from our top camera as Florida State does not get set. Here they are. They're in just a disarray right here. Seneca Wallace comes up, gets his people down, snaps the ball. The blitz comes late. Seneca Wallace finds the tight end. Good coaching by Iowa State to get them set. Seneca Wallace, he knew exactly where he wanted to go with that ball, where he needed to go. The moment the ball was snapped, when he saw the blitz come from his left side, he looked to the right side, to that always dependable tight end.
Yeah, you know what? It was a zone blitz, and they hit the open spot. But, hey, they needed that. This Iowa State football team needs to feel good about themselves, Joel, when they go into the locker room.
Well, let's go back on the other side, Artie, for Florida State. If you're going to make a legitimate run at the national championship, they got a little lackadaisical with 9 seconds left to go on the clock. They were probably thinking the half was over, so they didn't kind of hurry up. They didn't think Iowa State could score them. They can't afford to do that against opponents that they're going to play the ACC, especially when they play Florida the last game of the season and they play Miami in October.
Well, this guy right here, Bobby Bowden's going to let them know about that at halftime. But, you know, Iowa State is a good football team coming into this game, and they're being very competitive with Florida State.
Willie Reed back deep. Redshirt freshman running back, along with the senior wide receiver, Talman Gardner. And Tony Young want to make sure neither one touches it. 9 seconds left in the half. Willie Gardner staying in the end zone. So the clock did not start. Florida State, you'd have to think, will take a knee, head to the locker room, up by 17. But as Artie just mentioned, any kind of pick-me-up from a psychological standpoint was a must for Dan McCarney's group. Now the believability. Hey, we've been down by 17 before. We can get back in it.
We can get back in this ball game. And Florida State right now, they're on the sideline talking about, okay, we take the 9 seconds, we take the knee, we go in. Or do we take a shot downfield? It's a free play. They intercept it. They're on the 40-yard line on the other side, maybe the 30-yard line. But at some point in time in this ball game, they've got to get that ball deep down the field to loosen up Iowa State.
And that's something they said they wanted to do, but haven't been able to do it so far. And it looks like they're going to take a knee or run the ball up inside because they got 2 tight ends in the game.
That will be the case. Hammering it ahead. Terrence Washington, the fullback, and that's the final snap of a wild first 30 minutes of play. Florida State, well, there's no question they dominated with 277 yards of total offense. But all of a sudden, that 70-yard drive, reason for hope as we head downstairs to Eric Clemens.
All right, Joe, thank you very much. Coach Bobby Bowden, you talked about all week how anxious you and your guys were to get out here on the field. You got out to a great start. I know you don't like the way it ended. Your assessment of the first half?
No, I do not like the way it ended. We had great momentum. We had the ball game in good shape with great momentum, and they score and get it back, and we score again. They come back. No, I don't like that part, but they are a fighting football team, and what I hope is our kids don't let up.
Good enough, Coach. Good luck to you in the second half. Bobby Bowden, the Nissan halftime report is coming.
Michael Wagner, Lance Young waiting for the kickoff. It's going to be Young. He had a great return before, 50 yards, same side, looking for a crease, and he won't find it. Well, the indecision cost him. Kept the wheels spinning, but wasn't headed in the right direction.
It always does. When you come down that field, you've got to pick a lane. Either you hit the return mark or you pick one of your own, but you cannot hesitate, especially against a team like Florida State with all this speed. They'll close on you like a bad dream.
You know what? It's called north and south, guys. You don't want to run east and west. You want to run north and south when you're returning kickoffs.
But what if the stadium is facing east and west?
It doesn't matter. It still go north and south.
You still go north and south.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That was funny.
Seneca Wallace, 9 of 15 with 1 picked off return for a score. He had 123 yards passing in the first half. Hiawatha Rutland, who came into the third series. And a touchdown run of 10 yards with the first try of the second half. And like a pinball, takes it to the 4, almost 5, up to the 20. Banged down by Claudius Osei, the rubberback.
When you see Florida State has a linebacker walked up into the line of scrimmage, the offense from Iowa State will audible to an inside run in an attempt to hit a seam.
Little hurry up, no huddle action. First time we've seen it. Wallace puts it up for grabs. Man, what a knockaway by Rufus Brown. He went for Lane Danielson, and they're very fortunate throwing into that double coverage. It wasn't picked off.
Yeah, the two defensive backs kind of knocked each other off the ball, but they had a better shot at the football than the receiver did, Danielson.
Rufus Brown made a nice break on the ball. The junior out of El Paso, 5'9", 185, but extremely fast, extremely athletic, and can get up in the air and take the ball out of the air.
They tried to go no huddle, Artie, and catch Florida State off guard like they did just before the half with that touchdown.
Key 3rd and 5 early at the outset of the second half. Flag down to the play. And Wallace overshoots his man, looking for Montgomery. Rufus Brown, a former option quarterback you were just talking about, former option quarterback in high school in El Paso. Looked like he had it.
Well, Rufus Brown was surprised that the ball got to him, and he was only able to get one hand up. Let's see what the call is.
Illegal formation on the offense. They only had 6 men on the line of scrimmage at the snap. Penalty refused. 4th down.
Well, Iowa State all pumped up. Coming out of the locker room, has it for only 45 seconds and 3 snaps before they give it away. That really hurts. So you game plan and you scheme and everything else in the locker room and get them fired up and then give it right away. Probably good field position for Florida State.
That's not the way to get back into this ball game, by going 1, 2, and 3 and out.
Yelk will punt to PK Sam. What a beauty. Open field tackle, and what a job by Lane Danielson on special teams to get Sam at the 30. So the starting wide receiver, and we see it more and more in college football, starters on special teams.
Danielson does a great job of coming downfield, but Sam really helps him out. He's trying to get back to a wall instead of coming outside and realizing he doesn't have a play. Luckily, he doesn't get his foot caught up under there for an injury. But Sam was trying to get back to a design play. Danielson didn't let him do that. He should have come to the outside and taken what he could get.
Yeah, that was just good coverage though by Iowa State. He's doing a great job of covering kicks, especially punts.
But he has so much room to the outside, Artie. You got to go with the flow.
Ball was in the air too long.
Junior from Beaufort, South Carolina, Greg Jones gets the call. Cracked after he gets 5. The tackler took him for 2 more. That's Brandon Brown, the weak side linebacker, a sophomore from Houston's Westfield High School.
It almost seems like, Joel, both teams are trying to feel each other out a little bit here at the beginning of the second half. Not try to make a big mistake, obviously not going for a big play, but just get back into the rhythm and the flow of the game.
Well, they pound Jones. And when I say pound, he goes at about 250. The top heavy on the right side. He tried to crack it back the other way. Didn't work to the weak side. No gain of the carry. What great gang tackling. But the tailbacks of Florida State, not a bad combination. Maddox and Jones.
Maddox, the smaller of the two, showing a lot of quickness and elusiveness, the ability to cut back. Gets to the outside, gets the ball in the end zone, while Greg Jones, more of a straight-ahead runner. Good speed, good vision to the outside. The ability, once he sees the hole, to accelerate, keep good balance, and get into the end zone. Just kind of sniffs it out.
They even got the redshirt freshman Willie Reed in there at the end of the first half, and he had peeled off a couple of nice ones. Big 3rd down defensively for Iowa State, down by 17. Jones, will he get to the marker? Yes, he will. He knew what he had to do. Boy, did he know the line of scrimmage that he had to get to. The first down, the 40, he got there.
One of the benefits of having great wide receivers is this secondary plays a little bit looser. You play off a little bit, which opens up the underneath passing game. And I think Florida State tonight is doing an excellent job of getting the ball to the backs out in the flat as the secondary from Iowa State worries about those wide receivers.
Give Ricks the credit because he made the decision quickly. Not a great throw to the back in the flat. Could have led him a little bit more, but he got it to him quickly so he can pick up the first down.
Ricks 10 of 14, 133 yards passing. From the 42, another first down for the Seminoles. The deep ball. Gardner's there. Banged away from Talman Gardner by the combo of Atif Austin and Mark Timmons. And it looked like he was going to come down with it.
Gardner is unbelievable. He runs a 4.3. He's the leading receiver from a year ago, coming back into this lineup.
You watch Ricks as he drops back in the pocket. He's got that right knee a little bit bandaged, but he steps into the pocket. You see how far he dropped that arm? He's got to get that arm up higher, get that ball on top. If he does that, it's a better line of flight to the receiver. He has an easier chance of catching it. He's got a tendency, Joe, to drop that ball and then try to get it up, and it doesn't come off smoothly all the time.
But that was a good throw.
That was not a good throw,
It was catchable.
He did not have pressure. He had time to make a throw.
Illegal substitution on the offense.
Dead ball foul.
My apologies to the official for talking while he was making a call, but this man to my right here was interrupting me, Artie. That was a terrible throw, Artie. He did not have any pressure. He could have stepped up and made a much better throw if he doesn't drop that ball, that little hitch type move. He can't do that.
Catchable. It's a catchable ball.
2nd and 15. I feel like Mills Lane in here. Jones and Maddox will stay in the backfield.
I'm going to go back and take another look at his motion.
You know, 2 backs in the backfield this time, trying to maximize the protection. The tight end from Florida State, not in the game. 3 wide receivers, 2 backs in the backfield.
Take a look at that motion after this play, Artie.
2nd and long. Little circle pattern through Jones. They pin him to the boundary. So they chip away, get about 7-8 yards out of the play, but back to the form of Ricks.
Right here, watch this arm as it drops down. The ball is up right now in good position. Watch him drop it down. Stop it right there. You don't have to drop the ball right there to make a throw. A good release is you keep it high, you throw it. That little motion right there is the reason why that ball is not complete.
Let me give you a little advice. Don't coach a great thrower. Let him throw the ball naturally.
Somebody will make that adjustment along the way.
You coach him too much, I think you adjust him too much. It's not the same.
3rd and 8. Ricks in trouble. Will he get there? No. A stop for Iowa State. And Ricks really upset, like they did something into the backfield to get to him.
Free safety blitz that time. Mark Timmons, number 18, just missed Ricks in the backfield. When you're coming hard as a blitzer, the hardest thing sometimes is to sack a stationary quarterback because you're going so fast and he just sidesteps you. Dan McCartney has got his defense playing fired up right now.
Ricks was complaining. He thought that his face mask had been grabbed on that play. That was his complaint.
They almost get to the punt by Gwaltney. Todd Miller is going to stay away from it. And it takes a great Florida State hop. He didn't get up there and call for the fair catch. And a disappointing exchange for Iowa State. When they have it, they're going to be back at their own 5-yard line.
From your friendly neighbors in Iowa, your very own Iowa guide to some big-time fun. Travel Iowa in the pages of the Iowa Travel Guide. We packed a whole lot of Iowa adventure on every page. What to do, where to stay, how to get there. It's what's going on wherever you go in Iowa. Because Iowa is good family fun, and the Iowa Travel Guide will get you there. It's free. Iowa, come be our guest.
One company brings value to your life in more ways than you can imagine. Kyocera. With high-performance components that power the technologies you can't live without. Kyocera. From sophisticated satellite communications to high-reliability medical devices that make life worth living longer. Kyocera. One company makes components for all these things and more to improve our quality of life. One company. Kyocera.
The original R&B. Oh, we made us move our feet. Tito Puente. Like that trumpet from With a taste of originality. Salutes individuality. And gives life a personality. Be you. Do what you do. Be you.
The Robinson Football Classic on Fox Sports Net. Brought to you by Kia Sarah, one company, countless solutions. And by Warner Brothers, well, even by Dr. Pepper. And then by Warner Brothers, new motion picture, Ballistic, in theaters Friday, September 20th. And in the background, the plaza here in Kansas City. This is such a great little town. We love coming here.
And you love eating the barbecue when we are here.
I hit it already twice.
Barbecue, the steaks, it doesn't matter.
Hiawatha Rutland. Boy, he's an up and down guy, isn't he? 6 feet even, 210 pounds. Some guys run low. He runs straight up and down.
Because he's physical and he's got confidence in himself that he can run through the tackle of a would-be safety coming up. That time, Claudius Osei, the safety from Florida State, was the 8th man in the box, made the tackle in the hole.
3 yards on the first down carry. Iowa State just desperate for a first down due to the field position. 4 minutes gone in the second half. We knew we'd hear it before too long. Now you're not in the line of close game. Seneca Wallace trips like he came back and caught the foot of one of his linemen.
That's exactly what it looked like, and you know those things happen in games.
Big bad break for Iowa State.
Watch what happens here. You see the guy coming across in motion here is the tight end, but as he steps back, the left guard, big number 69, Dwayne Johnson, kind of bangs into him, and he almost handed the ball off. He started to hand the ball off, and that was a bad choice. When you go down, you keep the ball, you secure the ball.
So from bad to worse for Iowa State. Now third and a little more than 11. Wallace out of his own end zone. And he's got Danielson. What a grab at the 35. First down to the 40. B.J. Ward, Claudius Osei converging over the shoulder lane. Danielson.
Danielson does a great job at the line of scrimmage of escaping the defensive back. He gets to the inside. See him hold the seam. He held that route up the middle. The defensive back never looked back when he saw the receiver react to the ball. But he did a great job of keeping it up the seam, giving the quarterback the proper angle to make a throw.
Now movement of the offensive line. The dead ball foul most likely coming up against the offensive line on the left side. In fact, fired early. The tackle, Casey Shelton.
You know, both teams, I think, if they should throw the football down the field like that a little bit more.
I've heard that somewhere.
5-yard penalty.
Have you heard that, Joe?
First down.
Never.
Never. That's new, Artie. Thank you.
No, I'm serious.
That's insightful.
Both teams wanted to do that coming into the game, and they never did in the middle of the field.
I do like the use of the seams. We've seen the boundaries more than the seams.
You've got to get the ball up the field, take a shot down the middle. Seneca Wallace did a great job of throwing that ball on time and not allowing the free safety a chance to drift over.
How was his form when he threw it, Kellen?
It was good form. He kept the ball up high.
Thank you.
First and 15 of the mark off of 5. I'm catching some friendly fire up here. Nice maneuver. Hiawatha Rutland spinning and gets the 5 back.
You get touchy after a while, don't you?
With a timeout on the floor. Well, the Best Damn Sports Show period, All-Star Summer continues. It's every weeknight at 8 and 11. Don't forget about it. Join us for the Best Damn Sports Show period. It's an All-Star Summer on Fox Sports Net. Hurry up offense for Seneca Wallace. Will work this time on the flare in the flat. Hiawatha Rutland can't make the first guy miss. What a nice open field tackle by Michael Boulware, the younger brother of the Ravens' Peter Boulware, a junior from Columbia, South Carolina.
And there's the guy that's responsible for this Florida State defense, Mickey Andrews. He's in his 19th year as a defensive coordinator. Now he's the associate head coach, one of the truly great defensive coaches in the entire United States.
It's a shame he doesn't look fired up at all.
No, he is a fired up guy.
He's not into this game at all.
Third and about 8. First down, the grab, and I believe he got enough. The surge takes him for the first down. What a move at the end of the play by Jamal Montgomery. And he was aware of the marker on the field.
This is a good job now of mixing up plays by the Iowa State offense. You're going to see Montgomery come down the field, fights to get free, comes back to the inside, and makes the catch. A highly recruited receiver from Long Beach, California, now doing well for the Cyclones.
Cyclones get in the end zone. It could be a very interesting second half. Out of the gun, Seneca Wallace has a man with a big cushion on the near side, Jack Whitver. That's a long throw across the field.
It's a long throw across the field. Seneca Wallace is just, he's got good form where he got a flag down on the field. Let's take a look here at Seneca Wallace. We showed earlier of Rick's run the ball. Now watch Seneca, keeps the ball up, makes the throw, drops it just a tad, but he comes already right back over the top, delivers the ball, follows through with his shoulder and his arm motion, brings that leg through, puts the ball right on the money. That's why he's so accurate.
The illegal formation.
5-yard penalty from the previous
penalty
drive. Still first
on
down.
Iowa State. It is their third, only their third of the contest.
Joel,
good to know our friends are watching down at Comcast Cable, Tallahassee, and also Fox Sports Net Florida.
excuse me, Joel, but when you substitute so much and you have so many multiple formations, sometimes, Kellen, you have a problem getting lined up. And that's what's happened a little bit for both teams tonight. That's why there's been so many illegal formations.
On that same play, that last play, already Florida State ran a guy in late who was a no factor in the play because he just came on the field a little bit too late.
Fake the reverse with Danielson, Hiawatha and Rutland, maybe 2 at the most. So a much slower start to the second half, at least offensively, than we saw to the first half. Both teams have had it and punted. Now the second possession of the second half for Iowa State, a second and long. Lifted up on the left side, maybe the guard, Dwayne Johnson.
Prior to the snap, ball start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
That is simply a reaction to the speed of Florida State. You know, they play too deep, they rotate linemen in and out, linebackers, they just keep coming at you. Iowa State is not that deep at the offensive line, although they do have some experience, and that takes a toll. You know, you got to get off that ball and get set. You just keep bringing in fresh legs and keep running them at them.
That takes away options for Iowa State. The Markovs is now at second at 18. 3 wide receivers for Seneca Wallace. Good idea. He's got great feet. Hasn't used it yet, and now does for big yardage. Gets 16. Shy of the first down by 2. Augustin made the stop.
This whole thing starts with a left-handed snap from center by center Zach Butler. Seneca sees it. Butler's doing a great job of blocking, getting out. The hole opens up inside. Florida State is dropping off into deep zone. Seneca takes off. This is the threat Florida State was nervous about. You're seeing Seneca Wallace right now at his very best.
It's only the third time he's tried to carry it tonight. Critical third deuce. Hiawatha Rutland lunges and gets it down to the 38. Took a long time, that zigzag, but it worked.
You know, we made the comment about the left-handed snap and shotgun by Zach Butler, but when he's in a stance here and the quarterback's up underneath him, he does it with his right hand. This guy does it both ways. Right hand when the quarterback's up underneath him, left hand when it's in a shotgun. He's a versatile center.
Well, he is the emotional pulse of the team,
he is,
as their coaches told us.
And a good guy.
Banging his way, Rutland into the secondary, close to another first down. And all of a sudden, even though it's a 17-point lead for Florida State, there's a shift in the momentum.
You take a look at Rutland. He's a back that seems to get stronger as the game goes on. Just 3 carries in the first half for 38 yards, 36 for the touchdown. Makes a great cut to get back to the inside. Once he was cut off from the outside and has good balance to get that ball upfield. Does a good job, Joe Lenardi, protecting that football. Tucks it in real nice and tight.
Gets a break as Michael Wagner takes over. The bull of a back, almost 250 pounds. They need less than 2. Wagner won't get it. Tripped up. He was torpedoed in the backfield. It'll be 3rd and a yard. Knifing through Robert May, the senior from Waukegan, Illinois.
Both offenses have seemed to be a little bit more conservative here in the second half. And what Dan McCarney and his offensive coaches want to do is try to wear down this Florida State defense a little bit and give his defense some rest so they can run around when their time comes to come back on the field.
Rutland's back in there.
Right behind you.
On 3rd down, Rutland makes a miss, but I don't know if he got the marker. Did he get to the first down? It may be just inches shy.
It will be, Joel, and I'm never wrong on these things. It's about no, seriously, it's about a half a foot short.
3 centimeters?
Whatever, I mean half a foot.
It's just short, whatever it is, it's short.
It's short. Okay, if you're Dan McCarney now, Calvin, what do you do?
I'm going to go for the field goal.
Well, he doesn't have a long kicker. Yelk has been blocked. The other young man, Beneke, told us maybe 40-42 is his distance.
I say you go for it, and I think that's what he'll do.
And do they have the first down?
Artie, I think you might be wrong here.
No, Kellen, I think I'm right. Look at that, Kellen, right there.
3 centimeters.
Exactly right.
I apologize,
Thank you
Artie.
very
I don't
much.
do this often. I must come out of the studio and apologize because I will never apologize in the studio.
I don't want to brag here, but I'm on a roll. We're going to go for it.
Can I get a replay of the booth? I want to live this moment again.
I want our fans to, if they could just see Artie in the booth. What's that, a link and a half? That's a link and a half short. He's going to go for it. Does he go play action, go over the top?
No, he goes right at him.
I'd have the quarterback take it.
I tell you what, I applaud what he's doing here. I applaud what Iowa State's doing. This is an opportunity to show the nation where you're at as a football program. In other words, I approve of it, Kellen.
I didn't know. I wasn't sure if you were on the fence or not, if you wanted to go for it or you just wanted to fund it.
Play of the game so far. It's Seneca Wallace. He should have it. Of course, it's going to depend upon the spot, but it looks like the linesman on the far side gives it to him inside the 28. If it's inside the 28, he's got it.
Joel, it's first down.
After the last call, I believe.
I believe you, Artie. He got the first down. He slipped off the tackle. We're going to have a measurement.
Well, he didn't get.
Hold on.
Well, you know what? The linesman came in inside the 28, but the ball is spotted outside the 28. McCarney's got a legitimate right.
Hold your tickets, ladies and gentlemen. It's a photo finish. We have a photo finish.
He's got it. Nose of the football. Drive is alive. It's 6 minutes long and counting. And Iowa State desperate for a touchdown to make it a 10-point ball game.
Take a look at Mickey Andrews there, the defensive coordinator. Doesn't like it. Had a great defense in the year 2000. They slipped by Florida State standards a year ago. This is a rebound year for this Florida State defense also.
So many young players last year, Artie.
Absolutely.
Seneca Wallace out of the gun. Spreads the defense. Throwing the shortstop. And the reception is good on the far side to Jack Whitford. He gets a little more than 9. Make it more than 8 on that. You know, years ago, Iowa State wouldn't be in a position to even take this game. Let's face it, after what happened in the 90s. So it's been dramatic over the last 3-4 years what McCarney has done.
For them to have a quarterback like Seneca Wallace out of Sacramento, who originally signed with Oregon, I do believe.
Oregon State,
signed with Oregon State, had some problems up there, came back with a junior college, then came out to Ames, Iowa, and he's just been a great find for them.
Lockwood slithering his way inside the 10. First and goal, Iowa State, believe it or not. Boy, does he have great vision, though. The way he finds it, if he needs to go sideways through the hole, he'll do it.
There's a Missouri Tiger right there. Steve Brickey doing a great job calling these plays. A little action here. You see the motion coming across. He's giving it to Rutland. That's helmet on helmet. A little holding there by the offensive lineman, but it's not called. It's not a foul, is it, Artie?
Nope, not if it's not called.
First and goal, Iowa State. Rutland again, big hole up the middle. Rutland banging his way down to the 1. 6 even, 210 pounds, and he's taking on tacklers.
Offensive line, wonderful job. It's a wonderful job.
Arrowhead ready to explode. Florida State, they should be in this position. They've got 17 starters back this year. Everybody in the offensive line, everybody on the defensive line, and a timeout has been taken. Florida State calls it for defensive purposes. 2:57 left in the third.
You have always dreamed of what it would be like to play in the pros. A childhood dream that was somehow out of reach. Until now. Play like a pro with the pros. Suit up and play with some of the Braves' all-time greats. Take the field in your Braves uniform and play alongside legends of the game at Disney's Wide World of Sports Complex. Your dreams will come true January 29th through February 2nd. Sign up at dreamweek.com or call 1-800-888-4376 to reserve your spot on the team.
Moving anytime soon? If so, remember to use Dish Mover, a service from Dish Network that makes your move easy. When you pack up, take your receiver with you and leave the dish behind. We'll take care of the rest. When you're moved into your new place, we'll deliver a new Dish 500 and install it. With one call, you'll be watching TV right away. Commit to 1 year of America's Top 150 and sign up for credit card autopay, and Dish Mover is free. Dish Mover, it's the easiest part of your move.
This summer on Cartoon Network, Friday nights are all new. Tons of episodes you've never seen before. Brand new Powerpuff Girls. The latest Grim and Evil. A fresh Courage the Cowardly Dog. And a new series called Whatever Happened to Robot Joe. Cartoon Fridays, new all summer long, only on Cartoon Network. And I'm all nude.
You're watching Fox Sports Net.
Iowa State trying to get into the end zone, hoping to make it a 10-point game. And welcome back to Arrowhead, Kansas City. Cyclones trying to get the first points of the second half. Just about even, believe it or not, in total offensive yardage. Almost dead even in time of possession. It's been a game of keep away. Hiawatha Rutland in a tight formation in the eye. Rutland going over the top. Nothing doing. Third and goal, right around the one.
Now, one of the negatives about having a spread offense is when you've got to go to a goal line situation and be more of a power running team, you can't do it. Right there, you saw the three tight end offense by Iowa State. Now, the other day in practice, they practiced a tremendous amount of options in these situations. I think it's going to be an option to the right of the formation, away from the split end here.
Little bootleg action, we'll see if Seneca Wallace tries it. In the eye, with one wide receiver. Wallace will keep it. Wanted to get the tight end, who was held up. Wallace in trouble. There's the footwork we've been talking about. He's going to run out of racing room. Great pursuit by Florida State. It looked like they tried to look for the tight end over to the right side.
He tried to look for the tight end, but he got held up, unable to release. On that play, the tight end supposed to block down like he's going to be a running play, and then slip into the flat. Just didn't get off the ball.
The defensive line, though, by Florida State is in the backfield. They do an excellent job of coming up the field and putting immediate pressure on Wallace. And then, obviously, it's a foot race into the backfield. Great swarm that time by the guys in the white jerseys.
Kendall Pope, number 9, the outside linebacker, speed backer.
33-yard attempt from Adam Beneke, up and on its way, and it's good. His first career field goal as an Iowa State Cyclone, a young man who transferred from Rochester Community College in Minnesota. So after the long drive that started back at their own 5, at least Iowa State gets something out of it. 31-17, Florida State.
Agent Sever. Deadly. Relentless. Agent X. Ditto. It will take 2 extreme agents to stop a microscopic assassin.
One touch of a button, you can give a head of state a heart attack.
My turn.
Antonio Banderas.
That's how I deal with stress.
Lucy Liu. Ballistic X versus Sever. This feature is not yet rated. Starts September 20th.
Fate forced Robert F. Kennedy to decide what kind of man he would become.
RFK premieres Sunday at 8 on FX.
The exotic aroma of rubber and fuel. A brilliant rainbow of cars blurring into the turns. The precision of choreographed pit crews. Have you ever wondered how they got there? Let Universal Technical Institute turn your passion for NASCAR into a rewarding career in automotive technology. Call now, 1-800-884-4262 to get on the fast track and begin your automotive training at UTI. NASCAR chose UTI, shouldn't you?
19 plays on the drive that started back at their own 5. But at least Iowa State got 3. What they did, though, was take away some of the potential possessions they could have in the fourth quarter. Held onto it for better than 10 minutes. Beneke got his first career field goal, and it's a 14-point ball game. Jelk will kick it away. Gardner, Reed, waiting. It's Calvin Gardner. Will he bring it out 5 deep? No. Let's head downstairs, check in with Eric Clemens. Eric.
All right, guys, thank you very much. You know, Iowa State is very serious about the Heisman candidacy of their quarterback, Seneca Wallace. You saw all his skills, and they've allocated $10,000 to a campaign to promote him. Seneca's face on the Sphinx at the pyramids of Giza there, his poster on the Eiffel Tower, and even on the Leaning Tower of Pisa. $10,000 can go a long way with a little computer graphics, huh, guys?
Right now, he'd rather have 7 than 3. You can see the disappointment after that long drive, Eric. Now, Florida State with the ball for only the second time in the second half. And Ricks throwing it short of Robert Morgan. Now, we were talking about the studio next week. College Football Saturday presented by Kia Sarah returns to Fox Sports Net. Next week, it's a doubleheader. First, the Kansas Jayhawks take on these Iowa State Cyclones. That's a Big 12 matchup. And Mississippi State visits Ontario Smith and the 15th ranked Oregon Ducks. Key early season showdown. It all starts with College Football Saturday, the kickoff show at 11:30, 8:30 Pacific, right here on Fox Sports Net. Iowa State needs to take the ball away. Needs to create a turnover. Jones can't get away. Gain of a little more than a yard, and now a crucial third down for Florida State. They're 6 of 10 so far on third down drives.
And Florida State a little bit out of rhythm because they were on the sidelines for so long. They're cold. They need to get that sweat going again, which they need to do on this drive. But that's why they're sputtering here.
This is a huge home field advantage for Iowa State.
Huge.
There's 60,000 here, and I guess there's about 45 to 50 for the Cyclones. 3 wide receivers set for Ricks out of the gun. Third, almost 9. Looking for his man out of the backfield. Now Ricks will have to pick it up himself. Gets a great block downfield and gets the first down. What a block by Nick Maddox.
Heads up play by Maddox. He was out in the flat, didn't get the ball, came back, made the defender stop, and Ricks did a great job of getting to the outside. Take a look at Maddox here in the pocket. He's stepping back here. Iowa State rushing 4, a little stunt there, bringing the guy to the outside. He feels the pressure, steps up into the pocket, then makes a quick decision. This is the key right here. He makes a quick decision where he's going to go, and his teammates can help him as he gets the first down.
Big yardage on third and just about 9. Ricks checking off at the line. On the play fake. Bolden has a ton of room. Boy, did he push the defensive back all the way 5-6 yards off him. It's a first down for Florida State.
And once again, it was the unbalanced formation. And when you're in an unbalanced formation, Patrick Hughes, the tight end, is ineligible. So you get an extra blocker on the perimeter, and as a result, more time to throw the ball.
Will they get another snap before the end of the quarter? No. So the third quarter goes by, and believe it or not, Florida State did not score a single point after putting 31 on the board over the first 30 minutes of play. Only 3 between the two, and that was Beneke's 33-yard field goal. So Iowa State getting it back together, but still a long road, trailing by 14 after 3.
Here's a .com that can change your life, literally. It's smartcareermove.com, a comprehensive resource to living, working, and playing in Iowa. Iowa's economy has created thousands of new professional and high-tech employment opportunities in an environment that excels in education, quality of living, exciting recreation, and cultural activities. Make the smart career move to Iowa. Log on to smartcareermove.com today and discover why Iowa is the smart state to live, work, and play.
Here's to individuals like Dr. Pepper, the original, and Louis and Ella, rhyming and scatting.
Two black eyed peas rapping, let's make it happen.
Taste of Dr. Pepper, it's a taste of originality. Salute to individuality.
Bring out your personality.
Feel, do what you do.
Dr. Pepper, ain't nothing better.
Guys are counting on me.
Gotta go.
Just one night.
Just one night.
Nice pants.
Nice pants.
Nice pants.
Hi.
Nice pants. Where have they been?
Presenting Dockers Go Khaki with Stain Defender.
I'm gonna need a zipper binder, a backpack, pencils, pens, post-it notes, tape, scotch, and mask, glue, binders, highlighters, paper punch, 3 holes, batteries, AAAs, Ds, AACs.
With Staples 365 savings, your kids will get all the school supplies they want at the great low prices you want.
And now you can bind your homework or file it, maybe even laminate it, which will give you much more time to study, which will lead to straight A's. A folder for each subject would be nice, and on Saturdays, we can collate.
Staples has great low prices on all your back-to-school supplies.
College football Saturday presented by Kia Serra continues from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, the 5th annual Eddie Robinson Kickoff Classic. And welcome back once again. Staples total yardage numbers, well, only 60 yards, believe it or not, in the 3rd quarter for Florida State.
The momentum now is starting to shift in this game to Iowa State. But they need to stop here. They got to get the ball back, and they got to go score again.
Well,
because, as we know, there's only 15 minutes left in the game.
Not many possessions left. They might have to create a turnover. And that's the difference in the game right now. The 2 they gave away in the first half. 1st and 10, Rex doesn't like what he sees from the defensive front. On the quick out, it's an interception. Picked off. T. Boston, will he go? Hit from behind. All the way to the 25.
What?
They had to create the turnover, and a T. Boston timed it perfectly.
The little guy.
Here's Chris Ricks. Watch him drop that ball and come a little bit to the side, Artie. Did you see that? That's why that ball was picked off. That's just enough of delay for a defensive back to make a break. That's a long throw. Let's take a look from another angle here. Watch this ball drop down and come from the side. There's nothing consistent about this motion. Once he's got to work on this. Look at that. That's a long delivery. He's got to bring that thing over the top. That's a completion. He brings it over the top.
You know what? I just think it was a great play by a defensive back, knowing what play was coming.
Timing.
He knew what play was coming.
You can't throw that ball in high school that far across the field. Anybody will pick that ball off.
You guys bookmark things, don't you? It's an end around. Lane Danielson with a little jitterbug to create 5-6. Keep it up. He may go the distance. Pulled down from behind. He made a miss at the line of scrimmage. Finally, Osei got him in the secondary, but it didn't look like much was available to the short side of the field to begin with until he gave him that little shoulder fake.
On the last drive that Iowa State had, they had been faking the ball to Lane Danielson and hitting up inside with the zone play. This time, they fake the zone play and give the ball to the junior from Dike, Iowa, and he goes around and obviously makes a huge play.
1st and goal from the 9. So a gain of 16 on the run. Rutland cracked immediately. Almost no gain on the carry, plugging the hole in a hurry. The senior from Denver, Tony Benford.
When you're faking the ball up inside and the counter man is coming around like a wide receiver is coming around, it has a tendency to freeze the defense a little bit. That time, however, Florida State's defensive front did an excellent job, led by that man, Tony Benford, of getting up the field and creating havoc on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
Rutland's is singled again. The tight end in motion. Second and goal. Rutland in the delay. Bouncing, spinning, and he's down inside the 1. What an effort. So it'll be 3rd and goal, inches away for Hiawatha Rutland.
You see Dan McCartney on the sidelines talking to Marty Fine, his offensive line coach, conversing on what play to run here. Obviously a huge play. Obviously a big change in this game if the Cyclones can get into the end zone.
And this time they will not take that ball off the line of scrimmage. If they do, it's going to be an all-out bootleg, but it won't be a fake pass.
3rd and goal. Another tight formation, the jumbo look. And a missed handoff. Wallace will have to do it himself, and he does!
That was the option, wasn't it, Artie?
Yeah, that was the option I was talking about.
Seneca Wallace showing the fake, taking it himself. A new ball game.
There's Coach Bowden walking the sideline, got that headset on, working that gum. He knows they're in a battle right now.
The first points off a turnover for Iowa State, and they had to have it. Big extra point for Adam Beneke. 7-point ball game. Do you believe it? Florida State up 31-7 at one point in this contest. 17 unanswered now for Iowa State.
Opportunities are everywhere, if you know where to look. Like at the Lexus Golden Opportunity, where you'll find special values on all your favorite vehicles. Don't let this one slip through your fingers. See your Lexus dealer.
Lamarca.
I didn't shoot that cop.
Lieutenant Vincent Lamarca.
You don't have enough to make Joey the prime suspect.
I know it's your kid. Has just one clear choice.
I know what could happen to Joey if the wrong cop got there ahead of me.
You're on their side.
Find the real killer or lose his son.
You know who I am?
Academy Award winner Robert De Niro. Academy Award winner Frances McDormand. That Golden Globe winner James Franco.
Anything happens to him, you'll answer to me.
City by the Sea. Rated R. Starts Friday, September 6th.
One of the more dramatic turnarounds you will ever see in college football. A preseason number 3, a potential national championship team, up 31-7. And now, Iowa State, a doormat for so long in the 90s, making a run at superpower Florida State. And we're only 2 minutes into the 4th quarter. Back deep for the Seminoles, Talman Gardner. Willie Reed, disbelief right now on the Florida State sideline. The guys from the upper Midwest living large at this moment. Young kicks it away, tries to pin him to the boundary. It'll be Gardner from the 3. What a great directional kick. He's out of bounds right across the 20. To perfection by Yelk on the kickoff. Our doctor's game summary. In the 7-point ball game, the difference right now, the turnovers early. The interception returned for a touchdown by Alonzo Jackson. That was on a screen play, and the fumble on the kickoff return by Jamal Montgomery as they recovered it and took it from the 10 and got a 3-yard touchdown to Anquan Bolden. Greg Jones is the single. Jones breaking tackles. Great job for 5. And don't forget what happened in the last 65 seconds of the first down. First, a 10-yard touchdown run by Jones, and then Iowa State made the most of the opportunity and got a touchdown to the big tight end, Kyle Knock, with 9 seconds left in the half.
Absolutely. You know, somebody right now might question why Florida State is running the ball and not throwing. I think Coach Bowden wants to settle his young quarterback down and settle his offense down a little bit, and you do that by running the ball.
2nd and 5. Jones, clip. He got hit on the side by the defensive back coming in, and what did he bolt in from the outside? Tyson Smith.
Iowa State is just up at the line of scrimmage. They have just lost respect for Florida State's ability to go deep on them, to throw the football on them. They are up in the box, 9, 10 guys looking for the tailback.
Well, you take a look at the yards here in the second half, 124 for Iowa State, almost double of what, or it is double of what Florida State has produced. Florida State is obviously going to throw the football here.
3rd and 3. 3 wide receivers, no tight end in the formation, and 2 in the backfield. Ricks finds a wide open Robert Morgan. He's got a first down across the 40. Clutch on 3rd and 3, biggest 3rd down of the game for Florida State.
Morgan is the split end. We've talked about him coming back from an injury. You're going to see Ricks in the pocket here. He's got excellent protection with 2 backs, but watch him run a curl here behind the linebackers. Iowa State is playing cover 2. There's a void between the safeties and the linebackers. He finds the seam, perfectly executed against a cover 2 defensive scheme.
That's a pretty good read by a senior wide receiver.
Great job by Morgan to sit it down and give Ricks a chance to get the ball to him, but excellent catch he made on the adjustment.
Nick Maddox, the only one in the backfield. Emptied quickly, and they'll set up the screen for the wide receiver. Talman Garner, not much. Only the 45, a gain of about 3. Matt Ward punished him at the end of the play. What pursuit by Matt Ward.
I tell you, the senior from Miami is working hard tonight. He wants to beat this Florida State team. He's on the inside here. He's looking downfield, moving, following the play. Just gets up off the ground. I mean, just down and back up and makes a play. That's a heady play by a senior. That's leadership, that's desire.
7-point lead for the Seminoles. Inside of 10.5 to play. Got a 2nd and 7. Bolt, and what a run. Nick Maddox, he was a shot in the arm in the first half. Brought down by Mark Timmons in the secondary.
Matt Ward this time misses his chance. He steps up into the bucket there and doesn't make the play. They're in a 4-3 scheme. He starts to his right, he shuffles to his left, but he tries to arm tackle there. You got to accelerate through the runner and keep shuffling and keep your shoulders square. He turned an arm tackle and didn't make it.
Couple of critical first downs for Florida State.
Yeah, to keep this drive alive, calm down Chris Ricks, get them back in the flow, get control of this ball game.
It's Maddox on the short side of the field, and they slowed it down. Turning him in at the outset of the play was Brandon Brown. He made it the weak side backer.
And he's having a big game. I like what Iowa State's doing on defense. We've talked about how fast Florida State is, but you take a look at number 33, the sophomore out of Houston. He is flying all over this field today also.
No points on the board yet in the second half for Florida State.
Which is really unusual.
You said it.
When was the last time they have been shut out in a quarter, let alone a half?
They've got better than 200 yards rushing after the last one. Changing things up. Sophomore quarterback, Chris Ricks. He's in trouble. Great footwork. And he gets close to a first down. He's knocked out of bounds inside the 40. At about the 37. Shy of the marker. Shy of that first down by about 4.
And he wanted to throw the ball to the outside to his wide receiver because Iowa State was in a loose 3-deep coverage. But as he turned to throw it out there, the corner crept up a little bit, which as a result, Kellen, Ricks tucked the ball and took off and ran. Jeff Bowden's doing a good job with this offense, dealing with a young quarterback.
Florida State utilizing another timeout. They only have one remaining in the game.
It's finally here, the grand opening super sale of Buy the Room. Over 100,000 square feet of unbelievable furniture values where you can buy the room or just a piece. Bedrooms, dining rooms, living rooms, leather, youth, dinettes, home office, even home entertainment. For this sale only, get 24 months interest-free financing. And check out the new Elvis Presley collection by Vaughn Bassett. You could win a trip to Graceland and thousands of dollars in free furniture. Buy the Room, just north of the Carpets of Dalton American Home Showplace Complex in Dalton, Georgia.
Chris Davis from ESPN, and I want you to get in on all the college football action this fall with ESPN Game Plan and Dish On Demand pay-per-view. When you order the ESPN Game Plan season package before October 1st, you will automatically be entered to win a VIP trip here to ESPN's world headquarters in beautiful Bristol, Connecticut. You and a friend will watch a live broadcast of College Game Day and spend the rest of the day with us. Call 1-877-DISH-PPV to order ESPN Game Plan today.
The easiest, lowest cost way to order pay-per-view. Keep a phone line connected to your receiver. Tune in to pay-per-view channels 455 through 525. Choose your show. Hit select. Confirm your order. Enjoy. Tonight, order Dish On Demand pay-per-view with your Dish Network remote.
The best damn sports show period's All-Star Summer, weeknights on Fox Sports Net.
And he just always treats you like you're one of his best friends and that you're real important to him, even though you may be meeting him for the first or second time. He's had such a positive impact on young people's lives. College football is a much better sport because of Eddie Robinson, and he's left a legacy for all of us and a great example for all of us to look up to for years to come.
Joe, while you and Artie were prepping for the game, I was hanging out with Coach Rob, having a little bite to eat, and I asked him about Coach McCartney at Iowa State. He said he just loves the way he's turned that program around, and he wishes him well in the future. He thinks he's going to be a Florida State-type program there.
Florida State now looking at a 3rd and 4. They've hit on 75% of their third down tries. Spread the defense again. Out of the gun. Here comes the blitz. Ricks buys times. He's got inbound Golden. Won't get there, though.
Joel, it was a safety blitz again with Mark Timmons coming off the weak side. Obviously, Ricks read it, dumped the ball off to a secondary receiver inside. But I'll tell you, the pressure that time by the Iowa State defense was the key. John Spaldani, the defensive coordinator, really doing an excellent job of mixing up the blitzes, the zone blitzes, and just the cover zones.
Florida State's going to go for it, but they waited so long to make a decision to go for it. Now 9 seconds left to go. I'm not sure they get a chance to get it off.
4 and a little more than a yard. The power formation for Florida State. Jones slides his way for the first down. Did most of it by himself. And he went through the hole sideways and then backwards.
That's what Florida State's got to watch out for. They got caught early with the delay of game. Artie, what did you see here?
Well, Jones up inside, but watch what happens. Iowa State guys are coming flying up the field, and you see number 18 Timmons there. He waits a little bit in the hole. You got to come up and attack that a little bit more. It's really hard to keep somebody under 1 yard, though.
Huge pickup by Jones. Make that cut back and pick up that first down. Good vision.
Could be the backbreaker of the game for Iowa State. Play fake. Ricks wide open. It's Gardner, and he can't hold on to the 5.
Artie, he's got to stop dropping that arm. He throws that ball. The ball sails. When you do that, it makes it more difficult for the receiver to pick it up. Gardner should have caught that. Maybe should have caught that ball, but here comes the play.
I know, guys, but let me tell you this. The Florida State receivers have not had a lot of contact last spring and this fall because of the injuries that happened a year ago to Morgan and Bolden. And as a result now, they're catching the ball in traffic and in contact, and they're not holding on to it because of a lack of scrimmage time. I believe that.
2nd and 10 outside of the 30.
That's the tight end. Give it to him.
Ricks going for Bolden. Touchdown, Florida State. Anquan Bolden. He worked against Dennis Hobbs. Ricks took a shot at the end, and there is a flag down in the end zone.
Holding or roughing the passer. Great play by Bolden. Flag in the end zone also.
That's where the height advantage for Florida State. Bolden is 6'2", Hobbs 5'7", really came into play.
We talked earlier about Florida State, the inability to use the ball over the middle of the field. The tight end was wide open. He was wide open, Artie, early. Ricks looked right past him.
Two fouls on the defense. Pass interference on the defense. That penalty's going to be refused. Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense. That penalty will be accepted. The trial comes from the 1.5 yard.
Yeah, the roughing the passer first, but what a job to get it off.
You know, quarterbacks sometimes have to pay the price, and you're going to see an example of it right here. Just getting leveled by Jordan Karstens, number 92.
Way late.
Yeah, way late, and 300 pounds coming down on the 6'4", 210-pound Ricks.
He got the ball out there and did what he was supposed to, give the receiver a chance to make a play. And with this size advantage, Artie, we've been asking all day, why haven't you done this?
15 yards on the kickoff.
It'll be on the kickoff. And what about the play all night long, though? Second touchdown reception for Anquan Bolden, a guy that missed all of last season with a torn ACL. He looks like he's all the way back early.
And we talked about him being a quarterback. He's an excellent athlete, and you saw it there.
It's gone now.
Bethea with the extra point.
With 8:15 remaining.
So Ricks took the hit, but found Bolden in the end zone. Breathing room now for Florida State, on top by 14.
When the Navy sought a power source for a new generation of ship, we had the right energy. When the nation called for better hurricane forecasting, conditions here were perfect. And when a life-saving cancer drug was in short supply, we had the right chemistry. How fast do ideas move? At the speed of imagination. Florida State University. Ideas that move.
One company brings new value to the way we communicate. With smartphone technology that adds color to the wireless world. Fiber optic components that drive broadband internet service. And copiers that scan direct to email for instant communication around the globe. One company does all these things and more to keep you in touch with your world. One company, Kyocera.
Buddy Holly sang to Peggy Sue, and his legend grew just like Dr. Pepper. Originality lives forever. Let's raise a Dr. Pepper. A taste of originality. Salutes individuality and gives life a personality. Be you. Do what you do. Be you. Nothing's better. Dr. Pepper.
It was August of 2000, another sellout crowd at Arrowhead Stadium to honor Eddie Robinson. Temperature better than 110 degrees on the field. The Iowa Hawkeyes and their second-year head coach Kirk Ferentz took the 8th-ranked Kansas State Wildcats to the test. Fourth quarter, hard-fought battle. K-State quarterback Jonathan Beasley diving into the end zone to seal the victory, 27-7. Now, Iowa State down by 14 as we welcome you back to Arrowhead. 8:14 to play. It'll be Michael Wagner. Just shy of the 10-yard line, so 90 yards to the end zone for Iowa State. If they can get there, though, don't forget they still have all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
And the pressure's on the quarterback, Seneca Wallace here. He's got to make a play either by throwing the ball or utilizing his feet in terms of scrambling around. Do you know how he got his name, Joel? Seneca Wallace? His mom named him after a soap opera actor from Ryan's Hope, a guy by the name of Seneca Bolak, because his mom wanted him to be a doctor, and that guy was a doctor on the soap opera. That's why he's named Seneca.
Research, Artie, just research.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
You are the best.
From the 9-yard line, I got to do more homework to catch up with you guys. Wagner cracked on the spin, maybe 3 at the most. Jarrell Hudson, the middle linebacker, the senior from Homestead, Florida, on that stick. Well, you had the feeling, even with Florida State going and marching down the field like they did, taking almost 5 minutes off the clock, the 80-yard drive, regardless of the outcome of this game, Dan McCarney can now say to his team, hey, wait a minute, we're down 31-7 against one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the nation. And it works. 2nd and 7. Middle of the field, Lane Danielson. He's got a first down across the 20.
Coaches will tell you that there are no moral victories, but if I have a showing like this on national television in front of a national audience for Iowa State to be playing with Florida State in the 4th quarter, that's the next step for this Iowa State program, Marty, is to beat a ranked team and to beat them in front of a national audience.
And this man right here, this football team reflects this man's determination and his personality and his perseverance that he's going to make Iowa State football good and very competitive, and he has.
Rutland hurdling the tackle, gets about 3, and you guys touched on it a little bit in the first half. Remember, it's going to be a very difficult year for Iowa State, as much as they have Seneca Wallace. They've got in the preseason polls number 2 Oklahoma, number 3 tonight Florida State, number 4 Texas, number 7 Colorado, 10th ranked Nebraska, and besides those 5, they've also got road dates with Kansas State and Iowa. Play at home as well against Texas Tech. It'll be interesting. 2nd and about 8. The out, and it was an in as Montgomery turned in, so it became a ball that wasn't catchable. Wrong route was run, or the quarterback mixed up, one or the other, because Seneca Wallace thought it was an out.
You know, you talk about that schedule. Iowa State is the only team in the Big 12, as you see the upcoming games, that plays Colorado, Nebraska, Oklahoma, and Texas. Nobody else in the league plays those 4 teams except Iowa State.
They've got to get a better agent.
And I asked him the other day, what do you think of the schedule? He said, well, they ought to put the Oakland Raiders and the Vikings on it, too.
They might beat the Vikings.
3rd and 8 with 6:24 to play. Underneath, Hiawatha Rutland.
You know, Artie,
close to the 30, and they'll have to go for it, down by 14. Michael Boulware on the hit.
What we're not seeing tonight, which I thought we might see, is the old Florida State defense, where those defensive ends coming upfield, putting pressure on the quarterback. They really missed that last year. Their sacks were down 2/3 from the total the previous year in 2001.
Yeah, they had 45 in 2000. They had 15 a year ago.
2/3. I mean, that production, they can't win a national championship with that type of
I agree. I totally agree.
A decision for Iowa State. Man, they need a timeout. We'll come back to Kansas City.
A power that can find you.
I'm coming for you.
Seduce you.
The one thing that all the victims have in common is the fear of sight.
And scare you.
Don't you want to play with me?
To death. From the director of House on Haunted Hill, Fear.com, the last sight you will ever see.
Going on the internet too much, right?
Rated R starts this Friday.
Our dad's idea of time on the road is different now. He signs more report cards than autographs and spends more time on our wardrobe and hair than his. Instead of people watching him play, he watches us play. But one thing hasn't changed. Every night, he plays to a full house.
Point lead for Florida State in the driver's seat with 5:59 left, and they can wrap it up right now, in fact, because Iowa State is going to go for it on 4th and a yard from their own 30. Florida State stops it. It is all but over.
But you got to go for it here.
Without a doubt.
Obviously,
Without a doubt.
Just a matter of what the selection in the play call is.
Seneca Wallace is going to come to the line, make some hard counts, try to draw them offside.
You know
what,
maybe
run the play.
I don't think so. I think it might be the option again, because this is the formation they've been running the option in last year and in practice.
It'll be a fake on the edge. Seneca Wallace, little pop pass, wide open to tight end. First almost down, but the ball is pumped out, and it'll go out of bounds. A break for Iowa State. Kenny Segan, the sophomore from Ankeny, Iowa, with his first catch of the season. Not a bad time for it.
Bricky, offensive coordinator.
Great play call here on the bottom as you see Sagan come across the field. Excellent footwork and ball handling by Seneca Wallace, and the timing of this thing was just absolutely perfect, and that's some guts there. Watch that defender, number 10, Stanford Samuels, just jar the ball out. That's called good pursuit and thinking about turnovers.
Turnovers, get the ball to the middle, but a gutsy call by Steve Bricky, the offensive coordinator for Iowa State.
And the right call. That's great.
And a Missouri Tiger.
And a Missouri Tiger.
Still hope for the Iowa State Cyclones. From the 39 of Florida State, going for the home run ball with Montgomery, and it's batted away. What a job by Samuels.
What a play.
What a job. What a timing play by the junior from Miami.
You know, Samuels is a guy who was talking during the summer that he wants to be like Deion Sanders or Terrell Buckley. He keeps making plays like that. He'll be in their category. And Kellen, he was the most valuable player for the defense this spring at Florida State.
But it depends on his wardrobe. He wants to be like Deion. Now,
Hey.
who's his tailor?
Hey, trust me on this one. He runs fast enough on the field. The rest of that stuff will take care of itself.
That was a big-time play.
Big-time play.
3 wide receivers for Wallace out of the shotgun on 2nd and 10. And Wallace with a wide one did a good job. That was almost by him on the snap. Seneca Wallace, a positive, but he's knocked out of bounds after only a yard, if that. He may be out right at the 39, but it was a low line drive snap.
I think you're right, Joel. I don't think he had control of the ball, and he was bobbling it
Well,
a little bit to the side there.
To the right.
And as a result, he obviously didn't get total possession of the ball.
Gutsy performance by Iowa State. Seneca Wallace not quitting, teammates not quitting.
Zach Butler right there, the emotional leader of this team,
the heart and
captain,
soul.
returning starter.
That was a fastball low and away.
Left-handed or right-handed?
Our man Zach, when he's in shotgun, he's going left-handed.
Lefty, southpaw. Now 3rd and a little more than 10. Show the blitz and back off. Just a 3-man rush. Plenty of time for Wallace. He's got Montgomery. Iowa State.
Do you believe?
Iowa State simply won't go away. The end of a 91-yard drive. That's how much they want this. Big one coming up for Beneke. Not Tex Beneke, but Adam Beneke. To make it a 7-point margin. And it's a game once again. Plenty of time left. 5:26 remaining.
The ball is in the air. Montgomery does a tremendous job of running through the ball. He obviously split the seam. It was a 3-deep zone. He ran right down the middle of it. The ball was delivered perfectly. Touchdown.
B.J. Ward, the free safety, already got out of position. When Seneca Wallace broke protection, B.J. Ward, the free safety, lost his position and let the receiver get behind him and had to try to make up for that yardage. He couldn't do it.
We remind you the Eddie Robinson Football Classic. It is a classic on Fox Sports Net. Brought to you by Kia Cerro, one company, countless solutions. By Dr. Pepper, BU. And by the best damn sports show, period. The Kansas City Scout overlooking downtown Kansas City, the Country Club Plaza. Now, what an affair at Arrowhead tonight before 60,000.
And a year ago, Joel and Kellen, in the 4 losses that Florida State had, they gave up 1,087 yards through the air. That was an Achilles heel for them a year ago. And they faced some great quarterbacks this year, starting with this guy, Seneca Wallace. They got to tighten up, Kellen, that pass defense.
They have no pass rush.
They have no pass
They're not
rush.
getting to the quarterback.
That's all part of it. You got that right.
Gardner over to the near side. He'll take the high short one from his own 3. just across the 20, out to the 23-yard line. So Florida State tries to play keep away. Florida State only has one timeout left, 2 remaining. For Iowa State, College Football Saturday presented by Kyocera. Next week, a doubleheader. Kansas matching up with Iowa State in Ames. Then Mississippi State taking on 15th ranked Oregon. It all begins with College Football Saturday's kickoff show at 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific, right here on Fox Sports Net. More than we could have bargained for at 31-7, and that's how many Florida State led by early. They were up by 24. Jones can't get outside, but stiff arms nicely for an extra yard or 2. He's got it to the 27 for a gain of 4. Lewis was the man he was fending off with a straight stiff arm.
Gutty performance, gutty swarming by the Cyclone defense. You need about 3 guys to bring this guy down. Thunder, as they call Greg Jones, is difficult to bring down. But when you got about 4 red shirts around them, it makes the job easier. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm looking at this Florida State offensive line. They're lollygagging around a little bit. They don't seem as fired up, Kellen, as they were at the beginning of this game. They better get some zip back.
See if the Seminoles keep it on the ground. It's a gain of a little more than 5. Jones again, big hit. He's got it across the 40 and a first down. As we mentioned, his size a big factor. Just look at him. He's about 250. Brought down finally in the secondary by Brandon Brown.
Greg Jones takes the ball off the right side. It's a good old-fashioned power play, and there is no Cyclone defender there. Obviously, Iowa State, not obviously, but they were in stunt that time, and as a result, the hole opened up. The linebacker, Matt Ward, did not get there. Now he's got, Greg Jones does, over 100 yards tonight.
For the third consecutive game going back to last season. Jones bouncing, and then Bulldog down on his back, Teef Austin.
Heady up play by Jones to stay in bounds, get that clock running, get this game over with. This is a drive, that's a gut check for Florida State. They've got to come out here and establish themselves, because right now other teams are watching this game and saying, hey, we can beat these guys.
And I think it's smart by the coaching staff to run the football here and make the offensive line get going. Because as I said, they're kind of walking around slowly here. But if you run the ball, you force them to get off the ball. You force them to go hard. And that's what Coach Bowden and his son Jeff Bowden are doing right now.
Second, just about 6. Brown, will he be able to turn the corner? No! Torpedoed by Jermaine Billups, a young man who made the move from running back to safety this year. And there is a flag down on the play right at the original line.
Jermaine Billups had a big hit earlier. This is the guy who was moved from the offensive side of the ball, running back, over to safety.
Big mark off, personal foul. If it's 5, maybe you think about taking the play, but 15, you take the penalty.
Absolutely. I don't think there's a decision there for Iowa State.
The offense late hit. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. 3rd down.
And Bobby Bowden will not like this because it's a lack, quote, of discipline on your football team.
It's frustration is what it is, Artie. You take a shot at a guy who's probably been up in your face all day long, who's been like a pest around you. You've been trying to get rid of him, but Iowa State just keeps hanging around, causing Florida State problems, forcing them to make mistakes. And this is what this is. They've got to get themselves together. Florida State I'm talking about, pull themselves together. If they're going to be considered a top 10 team, and move this ball down the field.
Hey, Kellen, forget the top 10. They're going to win.
Here we go. And it was a dead ball foul on a late hit, so it's 3rd down and 21. Three-man rush. Ricks. Hit goes way down. Tyson Smith, the right end. Things are warming up in Kansas City.
Do you feel the pressure?
You can feel the excitement.
Do you feel the pressure?
I feel overtime, maybe.
Chris Ricks had no reason to come out of that pocket except for the fact he was trying to force something to happen. Here's Florida State. They can't get lined up on special teams.
Waiting back deep, Todd Miller for Iowa State. Welty gets into it and sends out a beauty. Miller needs a block, gets one. Nice return as he's hit around the shoulder pads up to the 35, so 65 yards away from the tie for Iowa State.
And the momentum here is all in Iowa State's behalf. The crowd is in Iowa State's behalf. You take a look at this record, 0-29 against ranked teams since 1993. Well, they got a chance to put a 1 in front of that if they can score here and then kick it in regulation or get it to overtime.
Remember now, Iowa State did beat Florida State back in 1975.
You got it.
10-6.
In Tallahassee,
In Tallahassee. Of course, it was before Bobby Bowden came from West Virginia.
and I was still in high school, so I didn't care.
You're in high school. You're in your 10th year as a senior.
Danielson, the motion man, and a bad snap. Danielson trying to make something out of nothing. It's a loss back to the 28, though. Great penetration by the big man, Kevin Emanuel. Otherwise, Danielson may be able to get back to the line.
And you know, the offensive coaches, Steve Bricky from Iowa State, has got a tough decision here. What do? Do you take the clock and say, okay, we're going to drive the ball, run the ball, throw it, or do you just air it out?
Snap a little bit better this time. Wallace on the edge, and Hiawatha Rutland back to the original line. So it's going to be third and about 10. Brought down by Kendall Pope, the junior from Fort White, Florida.
Now you got to remember here, Joel and Kellen, you got 2 plays to get the first down. You're going to go for it on 4th down.
But the clock is running it down to 1:46.
No,
you better do it quickly.
No, I know,
still have 2 timeouts.
Yeah, but you have 2 plays here is what I'm saying. So get 5 or 6 and then get the other 5 or 6.
On third and a little less than 10. Quick out. Whitford's got the first down. The drive and the game is still alive for Iowa State. He pushed back Samuels, the corner on that side.
There's no pass rush. Nobody's in Seneca Wallace's face. This is not the Florida State defense that we thought we would see this year based on their performance last year. They haven't even come close to this kid.
The executive producer of Fox Sports Net is Bill Borson. Coordinating producers, College Football Saturday, Roy Hamilton, Gary Garcia. Tonight's game produced by Mike Kelly, directed by Ken Fout. Senior Vice President, Field Operations, Andrea Berry. And the Vice President of Field Operations is Karen Newman. 1st and 10, Iowa State. The short stuff on the slant. And Montgomery has a pass interference call made on Rufus Brown. That'll stop the clock and save a timeout. Minute 29 left.
It's the slant pattern. We talked about it before. It's usually either complete or a pass interference because the defensive back, if he lets him inside the receiver, is in an awkward position.
He put his hand on his back.
Pass interference on the defense. Spot foul.
That's what they're calling. Got his hand all over his back.
Now, food for thought down the road. If you get into the end zone, do you think about 2 instead of overtime?
In a second, yes, but here's Rufus Brown just all over him. That's an excellent call by the officials. I think you go for 1, Joel, to answer your question and go to overtime. You can't take that chance and lose the game by not making 2.
From the 43 of Florida State. Wallace again out of the gun. Blitz coming off the edge. There's a pass for Whitford, and he took it away from the defensive back, Leroy Smith. It was up for grabs. Whitford played the angles well.
Florida State goes into wholesale changes on that front defensive line. They're not getting any pressure with those guys. They're going to try another 4.
And of only 3. Down to a minute to play. Hiawatha Rutland. And now you better use a timeout. So they tried to fool him on a quick inside play. And Iowa State does call timeout with 54 seconds remaining. It's 3rd and about 6. Well, the expectations for the Florida State Seminoles, we had a little fun with head coach Bobby Bowden, especially a lot of fun when we heard his response.
Win it all. That's our goal, is to win it all. It's been our goal for 15 years. We've come close for 15 years, too, you know, except last year. But when you're in the top 4 every year, I mean, that means if it's basketball, you'd be in the finals every year, you know? And so our people, I mean, you think I can go up to my alumni and say, we're number 3. We want to be number 4. We want to be number 2. It's 1. It's 1.
You cannot help but love that guy. He is such a fun person to be around.
He's great for college football, and when he retires, and hopefully not very soon, we are all going to miss him from this great game.
And he has no intentions of retiring soon. He says based on his health, he's in great shape. He's lost weight. He feels great. He loves being around the young kids. They energize him.
And he's so fired up this year, guys. He's come down from the tower during practice and actually gotten on the practice field, something he hasn't done in the last 5 or 6 years. So he is really making everybody be a little bit more competitive down in Tallahassee.
All right, what do they have out of the timeout? 3rd and a little more than 5. 2 snaps to get it. Otherwise, it's Florida State's game. Timeout remaining for each team. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Montgomery's got the first down. That'll stop the clock. It's outside of the 32. 1st and 10. Samuels got there in a hurry, but Montgomery knew where he needed to go.
And another thing that the defensive line of Florida State is not doing, look at their hands when they rush the passer. They're all down. Seneca Wallace is 6 feet tall at the most. Get your hands up. Try to knock the ball down. They all have their hands down by their sides.
Wallace gonna be hit from behind, and now they'll use their final timeout. What a sack by the young man that took it back for a score. Alonzo Jackson returned an interception, 48 yards in the first half.
And I was just going to make a comment. What a great job the Iowa State offensive line is doing tonight. But that time, Jackson came around the corner on a speed rush and obviously got the sack. But going back to the Iowa State offensive line, they got 2 guys starting the offensive line that have never played offense in a regular game. You're going to see Jackson, who's one of the better athletes on the team, come around the corner on the right side here. He's just going to come up the field and beat Casey Sheldon and come underneath them or around him. Excellent job by Alonzo Jackson. He was given an award this spring as the most dominating player on both sides of the ball in spring practice.
Big play. They needed that. Seneca Wallace has not been pressured at all in the second half. He's set back there in the pocket and has picked them apart as they play that soft zone. He's taken the big shot, and he's taken what they've given him underneath.
You know, I know you're getting on Florida State's defensive line a little bit, but Jeff Womble, one of their starters, defensive tackles, was suspended, and he's going to miss 2 games. So he was the guy that would have helped their pass rush inside.
He was a guy who's good against the run.
Right, and one guy doesn't make that much of a difference.
Have not gotten the field, and we know the history of Florida State and their defensive ends.
2nd and 17. Seneca Wallace and the Cyclones out of timeouts, trying to use the boundary, and it's incomplete. Now you've got to start thinking about the end zone as well with 28 seconds to play.
Good call, Joel, because that time Mickey Andrews, the defensive coordinator, lined up with 3 rush men, 6 underneath cover guys, and 2 deep cover guys. There was nowhere to throw the football underneath. No rush, but nowhere to throw it underneath.
Just want to keep them right in front of you. They need a touchdown to get it back into this ball game, so don't give it up. Don't do what you did at the end of the first half. You can't give up a score.
295 yards passing for Seneca Wallace on 21 of 32. Can he get it done? He's got a good lane to look through, and he's got Lane Danielson. He's close to a first down. I believe he's got it. That'll stop the clock. He does have it. He stops it with 21 seconds to play. A 7-point ball game. Carter and Hudson converging late.
Huge throw. Great throw by Seneca Wallace. Sits there in the pocket, picks out his guy, and just threads the needle between 2 linebackers.
He's losing seconds now. Still a 3-man rush. Wallace eludes the pressure. He's going to get the first down to stop the clock again. Gets a block. Will he find the end zone? No. He's knocked out of bounds at the 1.
Oh, boy.
What a run.
4 seconds left to go. A huge block downfield by a wide receiver. I hope we have the replay.
What an amazing run. And did he get the football to the end zone as he went parallel to the ground.
He's in bounds. Oh, awful close. Awful close.
In NFL, we might have to take a look at that one.
We would be a replay. Obviously, here's the play of the year.
Will we go to overtime or not? Rutland in the eye. The option. Wallace has a crease. Doesn't get there. It's over, and Florida State prevails. What a stop by the Seminoles.
Indecision. Indecision. He wasn't sure if he wanted to take it. That was a great angle by our camera crew. You could see the look on his face. He decided, I don't know if I want to get it. Then he went for it. It was too late.
And listen to these Iowa State Cyclone fans. Final snap of more than we could have ever asked for on opening night on Fox Sports Net. The last snap for Seneca Wallace and the Cyclones.
At practice the other day, this is all they worked on the goal line. You're going to see Wallace come down the line of scrimmage. Woodley, number 45, gives a block, but number 9, Kindle Pope, does a tremendous job of feathering the pitch and coming off on Wallace. Look at number 9 right there. That's an excellent job by him of basically taking away 2 components of the option. Outstanding defensive play by number 9, Kindle Pope.
An amazing conclusion to a phenomenal football game. 31-7 early. Florida State, only to see Iowa State come back and give them everything they wanted.
Gutsy performance by Seneca Wallace. This young man should keep his head up high. I mean, he just took this team, put it on his shoulders, and carried them almost down to victory. Dan McCartney, always being the professional coach, wants his guys to handle this with class, act like you've been there before.
Anquan Boland, his first game in better than a year. Torn ACL last year, 7 catches, 2 scores. Our Dr. Pepper, player of the game. Let's check in one more time with Eric Clemens. Eric?
Bobby Bowden, well, you got off to a great start and had to hold on. Your assessment of this whole thing, they just never died, did they?
They would never die. The quarterback. Congratulations. Hey, same to you and good luck to you. Their quarterback just, we're very lucky to win the darn game. Let's just say that.
What do you tell a team after a game like this? I mean, you get out top 31-7 and everybody thinks, hey, Florida State is looking really good. What happened? Did you guys let down a little?
No, we didn't. We didn't try to let down. We tried to win it, but we just were not sharp. They beat us to the punch. I thought they just did a better job of coaching and everything else than we did.
You still got the win, though, Coach. Congratulations.
Yeah, we got the win.
Thank you very much. All right, let's go back to Joel Myers. Joel?
Thank you, Eric. I know I, for one, will never, ever forget the opening of the 2002 college football season.
And the spark that's been given to this Iowa State football program will do them a lot of good all year long because they know they can compete.
This gives them something to build on next week when they play Kansas, a Big 12 North matchup. It's going to be a wonderful season for Iowa State.
So Florida State hangs on, and just barely, stopping Seneca Wallace inside the 1 on a final option roll. A 38-31 win in only the second matchup ever between these two teams. It is going to be an incredible year for college football on Fox Sports Net. Look forward to seeing Iowa State again next Saturday afternoon in Ames, matching up with the Kansas Jayhawks and their brand new head coach. It all comes your way. It starts at 11:30 Eastern. We'll have a doubleheader, college football Saturday kickoff show with Chris Rose, Kellen, and Artie. Then at 12:30. It'll be Kansas, Iowa State at 6, Mississippi State taking on last year's Pac-10 champs, the Oregon Ducks. College Football Saturday has been a presentation of Fox Sports Net. Now, for Kellen Winslow, Artie Gigantino, and Eric Clemens, I'm Joel Myers. Thanks for joining us. A phenomenal finish as Florida.
About ready to go. Chris, Trev, and Mark, they are ready. It's Marshall and Virginia Tech coming up in a few moments from now.
Heineken invites you to see who'll be a star on ESPN tonight. Next, college football Thursday night as Marshall battles Virginia Tech, followed by SportsCenter. At midnight, baseball tonight on ESPN tonight.
to Burger King now for a great tasting deal. Last chance to get 2 Big King Supreme sandwiches for just $2. 37% more beef than a Big Mac. So come in now for this great deal. At BK, you got it.
Saturday, it's a doubleheader with regional action at 3:30 and 8 Eastern. Watch ABC's college football to see who will be named the Chevrolet Players of the Game.
NFL 2002 is here, and this year Sports Illustrated and NFL Films want to knock you out with the ultimate NFL package. You'll get the official NFL Films highlight video of your favorite team, available on DVD or VHS, plus an NFL team bobblehead doll, both free with your paid subscription. With your official NFL team highlight video, you'll see who'll do what to who in 2002. Call now and you'll also get an exclusive team logo NFL bobblehead doll free. Pick a team, any team. The choice is yours. Both are free when you order 55 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.59 an issue. Save more than 50% off the cover price. When you use your credit or debit card, you'll also get this fleece stadium blanket embroidered with the Sports Illustrated logo free. Get the best of NFL 2002. 3 great gifts free from Sports Illustrated and nowhere else. Get into it.
Sports Center, brought to you by the Flame-Broiled Whopper from Burger King, America's favorite burger. At BK, you got it.
Next edition of Sports Center comes your way after college football. So how did Byron Leftwich do? Dan Patrick and Stuart Scott will break it down, plus all your baseball information as well. And the latest on the newest Washington Wizard. That's all coming up following college football with Dan and Stu. Over on ESPN2, stay tuned for soccer, MLS style.
Some people call it football. If you're more familiar with the football variety they're playing down in Blacksburg, Chris Fowler and company here to set you up for a good one. Marshall Vocek right here.